Jehovah, Jesus Christ,
Holy,
Holy Michael,
holy.
our Father and our God, the day has finally come. We give you thanks for your presence. We give you thanks for your mercy. We give you thanks for your grace. We give you thanks for your kindness. We give you thanks because we scheduled today for the commencement of our youth organization's anniversary, and the day is upon us. Father, be thou exalted in Jesus' name.
Amen.
As we go into this seminar today, my Father and our God, we ask you for your presence. We ask you for your wisdom. We ask you for your knowledge. We ask you for your inspiration. Father, for every panelist that is going to grace us with their discourse today, my Father and our God, we pray you give them the insight, this inspiration to connect with us properly in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for answered prayers.
Thank you,
We
God.
exalt you, we adore you, we say thank you for all you do for us.
Thank you, God.
In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. Please, we'll remain standing. Please, I implore us. Let's, just for a minute or two, let's honor our fatherland as we take the national anthem together. Media, please. Thank you. God bless Nigeria. God bless the churches in Nigeria and in the world. God bless. Please say amen now. Is it because I delayed you to start? Please say amen. Thank you so much. Right, like I said, we'll go straight into the program without any further ado. Let me invite our own very president of this occasion, very powerful woman of God, a success in the industry that she operates in. She's on top there. She has gotten the gifts and the talents from God and the ability to balance our religious life and our business and our career. All around, she's a complete Christian. We can say that of her. We have that testimony of her. Please join me as I make welcome the president of this event, Sister Unjuara Njama Esquire. Please clap for her now. I'm watching you if you're not clapping. If you're not clapping, I don't even know what I will do if you don't clap. But please clap for her. Clap for her. At least she's here now. You can see her. Clap by her body size. Clap for her.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I want to start by also celebrating the man of God here by person of Brother David Lawal. He's a solid pillar. He's somebody that cannot be ignored. And he has graciously allowed or permitted us to anchor this event. Please, let's celebrate the grace of God in his life. Before I continue with my opening remark, I also want to recognize the presence of our invited guest. Our keynote speaker is here. Please, let's celebrate him. Thank you so much for joining us. We have our panelists who will be talking to us about their life experiences, transitioning from school to career. Brother Shegun is here. Permit me to call you brother. Sister Sarah is here. Brother Adodo is here. Brother Benga is here. Please, let's celebrate the grace of God in their lives. I also want to recognize the presence of our coordinator in person of Brother Michael. Please, let's celebrate God for him. The seminar today has been informed by the happenings in our Nigeria today. aside the fact that what we know the workplace to be before has changed. So the real question is, how do we need to change, or how do we need to transition to be able to stay relevant in the workplace? These conversations are important, especially with the tech advancements that we are experiencing all around us. It is safe to say that traditional ways of tackling workplace challenges is no longer going to be relevant for the future of work. So how do young people, you and I, whether you're coming from school, whether you're already in the workplace, how can you continue to grow and groom yourself in preparation for the future of work? If nothing, the pandemic taught us that it is possible for something to change instantly. And the only people that will be able to adapt to these changes or to these unprepared scenarios are people who have a fluid mentality. Not just a fluid mentality, people who are ready to take changes as they come. I am not the keynote speaker. I'm not going to be part of the conversation. But I just want you to prepare your mind as to what we are going to receive today. The fact is that, one, the future of work is here. And what we know work to be is no longer what it is today. And the only people that will stay relevant in this future are people that are prepared, skilled, and equipped with the right form of conversation, information, and capacity. And I'm very sure that the people that we have invited here to join us in this conversation are more than skilled to deliver to us what we need to do, who we need to become, and how we need to engage in this future of work. With that said, I welcome you all to the seminar of the 23rd anniversary of the Central Youth Church. I know we are going to have a good time. God bless us all.
She's a woman of few words, but her words carry power. Trust me. Her words carry power. So, like she has rightly said, you would agree that there's a shift in work. What we used to know as work has shifted. Even before COVID happened, there had been discussions and the thought around how there will be a shift in what we used to know as the work pattern. Then COVID was more like a catalyst that brought about the reality of what we have always thought about and read about for those of us who were reading and seeing what was happening then. So, quickly, I like to honor those of us who have given our time to be here right now. Please let me make a few minutes to honor our guests, and then everyone seated here is a special guest today. The fact that you make the time to be here with us today, we really appreciate it. And then once again, we say thank you. Thank you so much. I'll quickly identify with our keynote speaker in person of Mr. Presley Adaigbe. Please join me honor him. Thank you so much, sir. Also in our midst today, just like we're talking about the future of work, we're going to see how there is, so they call it disruption. The positive disruption that we are seeing in workspace and in how we connect around the world. We're going to see how it plays out today. Right in our midst, when I called that morning, I said I was in church virtually before I came physically, because I was supporting some things that were happening in church even before I arrived in person. Today in our midst here would be, for the paper presentation, would be having the honor of course, everybody here in this meeting today would be brother. I address Mr. Presley as Mr. You are a brother also. We're in the Church of God. So every male here today will be a brother, and every female would adopt the title of a sister. Please permit me to use that so that I don't murder titles. I know Mr. Presley might just be a chief, and so that I don't go and incur the wrath of the gods. Please join me as I honor Mr. Tosin Olorokun. I don't want to murder names, so Mr. Tosin Olorokun, that's Toksan. They will be here with us also today. And for the panel session, for the symposium also today, we are having a couple of people who have accepted to come and speak to us from their wealth of knowledge of how they have been able to navigate different aspects of life, which we also want to learn from. Amongst them today is Brother Akinola Oluwasegun. Please help me honor him. One of us who is an excellency, is a politician by excellence. Mention anywhere in Nigeria today where politics is done, home and abroad, you will find him there. He's not sitting at the back seats in politics. He's sitting right in front where matters are discussed and decisions are made. Please join me as I welcome our very own brother Owoyombo Benga Solomon. Also, we'll be having one of our sister. We that we are lawyers, how do we greet ourselves? I can accept the title of being a lawyer. After now, you can come and query me. But right now, I'm also a lawyer. How do we greet ourselves, please? My fellow learned colleague. Thank you. I want to honor my fellow learned colleague in person of the indefatigable sister Sarah Ogunkule. Please help me honor her. God bless you, ma'am. Also, we have one of us, a brother that is, if you see his swag, you will know that his work requires energy. He's in the entertainment industry. He's an entertainment entrepreneur. He's doing excellently in that space. Mention anything that has to do with entertainment, you'll find him right there. Please join me as I honor Brother Samson Adodo. The interesting is that some of us don't even know that we have people who operate in these spaces. But by his profile, you will know that, no, he has substance. We have men of timber and caterpillar. Sorry. Is it timber and caterpillar or timber and what? Timber and calabash. All right. We have men of timber and caliber in our midst today. Also, we have one of our brother. Who made the list, please? This thing is coming by energy. The brother I'm going to call now, we can all testify to his energy. He is energy personified. He is flexible. He is interesting to be with. He is lovely. He is everything that you want to describe him of. And he's also an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur who started out while in school and is doing well even now, where he is presently running his National Youth Service. Please join me as I honor our own very brother Odeyinka La Bekololari. So I also welcome every one of us. If I want to go about calling out the names, we may end up spending the whole hours that we have scheduled for this program calling names. Please, if I did not call your name, please, you are highly welcomed. We honor you and we appreciate your being here with us today. Right now, I will move on to the next item on our agenda, which is our key speech. And like I said, to do justice to that topic, the future of work, is our very own Mr. Priestley Adaigbe. You're welcome, sir. Oh, should I just call you Chief?
My name is Priestley. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Is it afternoon yet? Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Priestley, and Priestley is spelled Priest L-Y. I'm not a church priest, so that the day you see me fighting at the bus stop, you will not say, look at this priest. I'm very happy to be here, and I actually came here to discuss. I want us to just have some conversations together and talk about this future of work, or what work will look like in years from now which we're already experiencing at this time. A lot of us understood what it was, even those that are still in school, you understood what it was between COVID period and now. I mean, especially during the pandemic, a lot of things happened. We were all affected by it. And businesses needed to go on. You know, humans needed to continue living. And so we started designing, thank you. We started designing and developing new system of working. And it's not as if it was COVID that actually started all that. There was already, you know, the world was already gearing towards that, you know, angle, and then COVID just came unaware, and you know, it totally changed the way businesses operate, even humans, you know, we operate and all that. A lot of us are used to or have been introduced into hybrid systems where, you know, you do some things at home and you go to your workplace to actually complete the others. And so these are the effects of, you know, this future that we're actually gearing towards. And trust me, it's actually going to continue, and we're going to see more competition. We're going to see a lot of job roles. A lot of people start losing their jobs. But it's not also an alarm for us to be scared. As people lose their jobs, there will be more jobs that will be created. You understand? And we just need to put ourselves into that position where, you know, we understand what work is, what skill we need, and how we can actually compete in the future. Now, around 2010, 2012, you know, a lot of businesses were still local, very local. I mean, the woman who sells akara off the street would not have competition. But now, do you know that everybody have like very heavy competition? You know that, right? And you that even have physical location, you have more problem because you might not sell as much as the person who is selling online, right? Have you ever bought abacha? Who eats abacha? Have you ever bought abacha online? And you have bought offline too. How much do they sell it offline? 400 with fish on top. Oh. Okay. Now, a lot of people also sell it online now, and the price difference is crazy. The price difference is crazy. And that is what we are actually that's the kind of world that we're going into, and it's affecting every industry. Now, a lot of people will still think, oh, I think IT is an industry now. I don't think it is. Who believes IT is actually an industry? Who believes? We all believe that IT is an industry. I don't think it is. It is not. It is actually a sector that welcomes every other industry. Do you understand? As a doctor, you know, there are IT ideas that can help scale up your job. Lawyers nowadays, I mean, they're coming up with a lot of solutions. The other day, myself and my team actually went to launch an application we built in Nasarawa State for affidavits. I mean, now you don't have to go to the court to actually sign your affidavits. And now, you know, lawyers are actually, the court is actually implementing a lot of technologies to actually run their operations. Those days, CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission, you would have to stay so long to register your business. But now, 1 week you have your limited liability company. It is possible. And everything has been digitalized. Everything is integrating technology into it. And we all need to, no matter what industry you are, we all need to start understanding that the IT sector is a sector that also welcomes you. So you have to start learning skills that would make you, or that would keep you in the future. Now, before we start, or rather have I started? Okay, I have a slide that I quickly put together for this, and how many minutes do I have? 25 minutes. Okay. So first, I'm going to play a video, and then we're going to go through my slide. I will try as much as possible not to be very boring. And I also like to do exam or test. So we'll all be writing tests today. Hallelujah. All right. Okay. I am trying to share my. Let me share again. Okay, I think you would need to change it to the Zoom. Okay. Right. Is there sound? Okay, so let's start with playing this video.
It's easy to imagine a future filled with flying cars, holograms, and never-ending viral videos. But as the future of work becomes more and more digital, it becomes harder to grasp and how we will fit into it.
We have the opportunity to say, like, what is it that really takes the most advantage of people's ingenuity and creativity?
I think the sound is. Okay, so you Okay, so we would have to do without the video. I wanted it to be a little bit more interesting, but we can do the video later. All right, so we already, well, there's not so much to know about me. Maybe I would come back later to say that. Let me just move on to the next slide, which is our test. I want us to do a test this morning or this afternoon. How many of us have seen the FedEx logo before? You've seen it? Okay, that's the wrong question. Who has not seen the FedEx logo before? We've seen it for the first time. So we've all seen it, but okay. Okay. Now, the FedEx logo is a very special logo. It has evolved over the years, right? And I think this one was created around 1994. Until now, they've not changed it. And this logo has a lot to say about the brand, right? If you look at this logo very well, there is a very visible, invisible arrow on this logo. I'm sure you've seen it. It's very glaring, very clear. Arrow, yes. You know what an arrow is? You know what an arrow is? It could be like this, or this way. No, if you've seen it, don't just raise your hand. If you've seen it, just raise your hand. But don't say it. I want everyone to see it. And if you can't see it, if you need my glasses, I can borrow you. If you need my glasses, I mean, you can zoom and just look at it properly. I mean, this arrow is very visible. It's one of the most visible things on that logo. It's very visible. So our test this morning is to do and locate that arrow. Find S. Find S. Who has seen it? You? Who else? I want everybody to see it today. If you don't see it, we will not continue. We will leave the future of work here. Okay, you've seen it, right? Okay, who else? You've not seen it? Please look now. You are not looking at it. Just look. You will see it. Binance, you would have seen it. You have not seen it? Hey. We will not lose that trade today. Do you want to add my glasses? I can borrow you. I want everyone to see that arrow. See, the arrow is it's as visible as the logo itself. If you can't see it from here, you can't see it from there. You seen it? You seen it? Okay. Okay. We're getting... Who else has seen it? All of you here, you have seen it, but you have seen it. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? You have seen it? Okay. So I'm going to pick someone. I'll look at your faces very well. I'll pick someone to show me where that arrow is. Please, let's see the slide now. Okay. Who will I pick now? I will not pick you. I won't. Have you seen it? You have seen it? Okay, let's pick you. Come and show us. Come and show us. Come and show us. It's very visible, ba? Okay. Are you sure you are seeing the same thing?
Yes. So it's actually sitting, well, I did branding in school. So you have to look through the lines to get...
Wait. Should we allow him to tell us? He said he's actually sitting, and I did branding in school. I don't want. I want everyone to see it. Now, when you finally find that arrow today, if you see FedEx logo, you may not see any other thing. You will see that arrow from now on. So who do we pick now? Who do we pick? Who else? If you know you did not do branding in school. Okay. Should we pick him? Should we pick him? You seen it now? And let's not be biased. Let's even pick a lady. Should we pick a lady? A lady, okay. Come and show us. Yes, now you've seen it.
Okay, the arrow is just by this orange X, the space in between the last line for the E, pointing at the X. The orange E, rather.
Who is still not seeing it? Some people have not seen it, though. Okay, come and show us. Too much, Gary. Please, eat some onion. Very visible. That is very visible. I mean, there's no way you can miss that arrow. It's very visible. And now, this arrow goes a long way to talk about the vision of the company. In fact, you can go online to actually read about it. It has won several awards. It has won several awards over the years and is still winning awards because of that single arrow that is on that logo between the E and the X. So this just goes a long way to say we can all see, we can all look, but not all of us can see. Are we together? Hello? Are we together? But we can all look, but not everyone can see. And that is the future. I mean, that's the purpose of our gathering today. We need to be able to see the opportunities around us. We need to be able to see what the next step that we can take in our career that will take us to the next level. Now, there's no career that is not important. There is no skill that is not important. In fact, nowadays, people are enjoying the backstory more than they are enjoying the front story, right? If I don't know if most of you spend hours watching how to make some delicacies online, right? Some of us do that. Some of us also spend time to watch how they make some cars. Now, do you know why Rolls Royce is very expensive? Do you know why it's very expensive? Because it's handcrafted. I mean, if you want to buy a Rolls Royce, you want to buy a customized Rolls Royce, they'll have to build it from the scratch to the finish, and it will take between 3 to 6 months. So, Rolls Royce, they would say expensive cars don't do adverts, but nowadays, they intentionally share their story. They want you to see all of the process. They want you to see they are skilled people. You see all those lights on top of Rolls Royce, that light that looks like, dot that looks like moon on top of the roof. I mean, inside, they show you everything, how they make them and all that. Now, we've seen mechanics coming online today. I mean, showing how they build or how they fix cars or how they, upgrade cars. And a lot of us just enjoy it. And we spend hours watching some of those videos, right? Now, before now, a lot of people didn't think mechanics could even integrate technology or media into, let me not even call it technology, integrate media into their everyday life. I mean, there are mechanics that are now, big boys. I mean, when they walk into the crowd, people hail them. They are becoming celebrities because they have been able to redefine how people see their business. Sometimes they are not now just earning from making or fixing people's cars. They are now earning even from the amount of traffic that they get, that they enjoy online. Apart from that, they are now becoming leaders in that industry. And what that does for you is that when you're attracted to someone's content, what that does for you is that the day you want to actually get that kind of service, you're looking forward to actually patronizing these people. And some of them have actually upped their business to the level where people see them as premium goods. You know what premium goods are? Premium goods are goods that even the rich are actually praying and gathering money to actually acquire. And that is it. That's what they are doing. So businesses are changing. Apart from the media, a lot of people are integrating several kind of ideas into how they actually do their work today. Now, I wish I knew most of the things that I know now while I was in school. It would have been a lot of good for me. I would have been able to maybe I wouldn't have been here by now. I would have been chilling with Elon Musk, and all that. So we all need to understand. We all need to find a way to integrate technology, integrate ideas into how or whatever we do. I was speaking with a video director some time ago, and part of the things that we were talking about was that the guy is too busy creating content for different people, and nobody even knows him. He creates superb content and all that. Why? Whereas other people are not getting into showing people how they create content, the process, and they are getting popularity, and that is what is even increasing the value of what they give to their clients. And I'm like, you cannot be here. You cannot be creating this content and eating up this money without building your profile. You need to be able to build your profile. And for you to build your profile, you need to be out there. People need to see how you do the things that you do, how you create. There are even times where you take certain pictures of or take certain videos of your colleagues in the office and all that. Maybe you're having a conversation and people just want to see, they want to perceive what is going on there. They want to know what you are doing. I don't know. People don't just mind their business these days. They just want to know, what is this guy doing? Who is he sitting with? Where is he? What company is this? What are they doing? Plenty things. And especially if that person is your village person, you are coming from the same village. They want to know, where is this guy now? What is he doing? What is he up to and all that? So we really need to be able to look further to see opportunities that can help us increase our skill sets, our values, and all that, and then also put us at strategic positions in the future of work. Okay, so there's a quick fact here that says winners are strategizing today. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? If you want to win tomorrow, what are you doing like right now? How are you strategizing for the things that you want to do? Now, maybe I should not even look at the slide. Let me give you some ideas about how people are positioning themselves. I have a friend who's called, I think her business name is Mama Money. That's what people know her for now. I don't know if anybody has heard of that. This lady, she lives in Lagos, and she has a skill of making soap. All this small soap that we buy around. And you will just wonder, how many soap are you going to, liquid soap, how many liquid soap are you going to make that will make you a millionaire? Just think about it. How many liquid soap would you make if you don't have one big establishment and all that? And this lady, she decided to integrate technology and better idea into what she actually does. Now, this is what she does. On a normal day, she would be able to produce maybe 100 soap per day or per week, right? That's her capacity. No matter how many, no matter how much she has to actually buy equipment, she would not be able to produce more than a certain number because she's doing it by herself. And if we look at it, that business may not be too profitable for someone to bring in a lot of staff to come and be helping. Where would you pay them from? Do you understand? So basically, this lady started thinking how she could possibly build this business, how she could possibly grow this business. Now, a lot of us who are probably in the fashion industry can already agree with me on some of the things that I'm saying. I mean, if you make clothes, if you are a tailor or a fashion designer here, you make clothes. No matter how many clients you have, there are a certain number of clothes that you will be able to make a week. You can't go beyond that if you're doing that by yourself. Do you understand? Now, we need to now take ourselves out of that space and put ourselves in the space where we'll be able to do more, create more value, and be able to make more money, reach out to more people and all that. Now, what does this lady do? She would go to a rural community. She formed what we call an NGO. She'll go to a rural community. She'll gather 20 women together, and she actually structured her program into different phases, about three phases. Number one is she'll gather these women, she will train them. Two is she will show them how to do branding and packaging. My Oga can actually help in that. She'll show them how to do branding and packaging. Then the third day, she'll take them through marketing. The last phase, which is the fourth, would be helping them, empowering them to actually start up their own business. Now, how is this actually different from what she was doing before? If she would be able to produce 100 before, now 20 people are actually doing this practical and they are doing the training. This training is not, you will put one here. She will say, put this quantity, put that quantity. She's actually directing people that are doing it. Now she's not making it herself. So if one person can make 100, how many can 20 make? In fact, not two, I mean 20 at the same time. So if it's even more, because we have more people and we can actually do more, right? They'll make that. Now, as soon as they are done with the first phase of making the soap, the first day, everybody gather together. This is the quantity of chemical. This is how you pour it. This is what you do. We do. And, after that first day, the second day, she will now take them through packaging. And the packaging is now turning those things into the small cups that the bottles that they will use to sell them. For her alone, she would not be able to do more than a certain number. But 20 people can do how many? Plenty. We're moving. So, after taking them through that phase, the third phase is, so that phase as well includes branding. She tells you, okay, so if you want to start up your own business too, you need to find a name, give a name to your business. These are things that you go through in terms of looking out for a name for your business. That when you're done, you can look out for someone that can design for you. Or, well, she didn't actually put technology in their training, because those women that she was actually serving are people who are, she identified them as underserved women in rural communities, right? Underserved women, that's what she calls them. She empowers the underserved women. Now, if you have ever gone to in Abuja here now, if you have ever gone to a community like Kabusa and some of those other areas, you'll find a lot of these people there. A lot of these women that probably, I'm not disrespecting anybody who comes from there, but if you go to those kind of community, you find people that women who got married at the age of 15, 12, they did not have basic skill, they did not learn anything, they didn't go to school, nothing at all. Those are the kind of people that she looks out for. So when she looks out for these people, now some of these people, to just get 500 naira to make one soup is like something very difficult for them. So she gathered these people because they don't have skills. They keep begging every day. They don't have options. Some of these people, they really do not. So she gathers them every day and teaches them how to actually make this soap, takes them through the process of packaging them, and then the third phase where she gets into marketing, she does practical. She gives certain number to certain people, tell you how to go to the market, who to approach, how to approach them, And so, on a number, if the price for, we know that these liquid soaps are very cheap, right? They're very cheap. So, if the production price, for instance, is cost of production for herself, for producing 100 is maybe around 40 naira, right? But if they're not producing more, that cost of production actually drops, right? Drops significantly, maybe to 25 naira per one bottle. Do you understand? So she gives them at 35 naira and asks them to sell even at 50 naira, still below market price for people who buy those soap. Do you understand? So they will go. She doesn't usually take so many of them, so that and she usually goes through a community of women in those rural communities, so that they cannot run away with her products and all that. Do you understand? So they go, they start approaching. So that can take another 2-3 days, and they finish selling. Now she doesn't require you to bring the 50 naira that you are selling. She says, bring 35 naira for me. At the end of the 2-3 days that they will sell that soap, they would have made some excesses that may even start that business for them, may even help them start the quantity of 10 or 20 that they can start with.
Do you understand? And she goes ahead to put all the pictures online. Organizations reach out to her. In fact, people donate money just so that when she's done with this training, she can empower these people with 10,000, 20,000, so that they can start up their own business apart from what they will make during that sale period. Right? So we all need to understand what works. Sitting there, you just cannot be sitting there. We see how technology is actually impacting our work every day. We see how, stories around are influencing what we are doing every day. And we just need to be part of it. We need to find a niche. We need to understand how to actually get into this market space. And there is no industry, except you want to tell me that there is an industry. There's no industry that does not, that cannot be influenced by technology these days or ideas, right? Technology is not just media alone. It's not internet. It's not putting out paying Gistlover to actually promote your product. Well, I'm not just saying that, right? Technology is looking out for a better way to actually enhance what you do, right? A better way to enhance what you do. So it is very important that we start seeing rightly from now on. Okay, please. Let me now look at my slide. I am saying different thing. That's not what my slide is saying. But we are together, Sha. Okay. So if I end up not even saying anything inside my slides, you can forgive me. I don't know why this thing is not changing. Okay. Well, I've passed introduction safe. I've gotten inside very well. Well, basically, the future of work is not just impacting individuals alone. It's also impacting businesses now. Businesses are beginning to look out for what better ways to actually engage their employees and make them very productive. A lot of before, people would say, no, if people work from home, it means that they are not serious. But now, it's looking like even working from home is cheaper. They don't have to consume gen all the time. They don't have to. They are just basic costs that people take away from businesses now, and even help our work-life balance. Do you understand what work-life balance is? There are people who usually work from Sunday to Sunday. Sunday to Sunday. They live. Jesus Christ! If you live in Lagos, you understand what I mean. Who has lived in Lagos before? You have lived in Lagos. You will leave home very early in the morning. Maybe before you come back home, it's time for you to go and bathe, to go back to work. So, the future of work is impacting businesses. They are looking out for how to influence, or rather, how to enhance the productivity of their employees. They're looking out for how to get the best out of people who work for them, or how to structure their business in a way that, would meet up with the current trend of the society, of the economy rather. And a lot of these changes actually came in through the COVID-19 pandemic. There's a phase pre-COVID-19. There is another phase during the COVID-19, and then the post-COVID-19. And a lot of businesses are actually integrating this, looking out for solutions that can help. I don't know how many of us have ever used any AI, or rather you use any AI tool to enhance your work these days, right? Can you mention some for me?
Facebook, YouTube.
Okay, Facebook, Twitter. Well, okay, so who can tell me another tool that ChatGPT does a lot for you, can write emails for you, can do a lot of things for you. Now, apart from that, there are solutions. I think there are even plenty of them now. There's one called what's it called? Blue Cap. Okay, right. So there are a lot of them. There's one called Blue Cap. Now, Blue Cap, what it does for you is that it helps you take notes for meetings, especially virtual meetings. You don't need to be, you don't need a secretary or somebody to be writing, and it is very accurate. If we had more time or we had a practical section, I would have tested some of these applications for you. They are very accurate. I mean, you go into a Zoom meeting, do Zoom meetings now. We do Google Meet, we do WhatsApp calls and all that. Now, you basically do not have to take notes. They say spend your time dealing with your clients and leave the rest for the application. It will take transcript of every conversation that everybody said, all the things I've been saying since, all the things that you said. It can say it. It can put down that transcript. And then at the end of the day, it will summarize the whole conversation, even if it's a 5-hour-long conversation, and put it into a 1-page document that you will just understand. This meeting was about XYZ. Call to action from this meeting. This. And just list the point. And it can even help wire that this thing to everybody who actually participated in the meeting. It can start sending reminder based on the call to actions that people are expected to do. He knows your name. He knows when somebody is mentioning your name during the meeting and all that. So work is really changing, and we need to understand how to implement all of this into our work. Implementing AI. AI is there. There are just a lot of technologies too that you can integrate into your business. Okay, so what you need to know about future of work. Okay, on my slide it says the future of work actually describes any projection of how workers and workplace will evolve in the years ahead, right? So we need to know all of these projections of how my time is up, right? Okay, okay. So how many minutes I have? 3 minutes. Okay, great. Let me just run through. I think I've spoken too much. Okay. And I will make this slide available for us to just go through, right? And you just okay. So there are four steps that I put down 4 steps that you can actually take in terms of striving in the world of work. And number 1 is put skills at the top of your priority list. It is critical. What skills are you building today? How many of you know? I have a friend that if he wants to buy ADC light, he will be saying, Priestley, please, can you help me do it? And I'm like, you have an Android phone, go and do it by yourself. That thing is not even difficult. To even do that, now to talk of somebody who is now talk of a skill for that kind of person, it's going to be difficult. In fact, we need to understand the decision that we're making today. In fact, this same guy, he got some money, he got a cab, and he's now doing Uber. And for me, it's okay. It's okay to do an Uber, but do not keep your life dear. You know, when you are making money, there's difference between living and surviving. If you are surviving, see, you can be there for a long time. Is it money to buy clothes? You have. Is it money to buy food? You have. You can do 1 or 2 around you. But 3 years, no significant growth. Right? 3 years, no significant growth. And you don't have the time to, and it's very difficult. People who drive cars around, it's very difficult. Sometimes when you come back, you're tired. You cannot go do any training. You cannot even update your CV. You cannot do anything. So skills, please, put skills. Prioritize skills at the top of your list. You know. Secondly, is emphasize meaningful growth opportunity. Look out for meaningful growth opportunity and actually harp on them. Remove bias and barriers from the equilibrium. Now, we are also a large phase of change. You will see some people have been here 30 years. I've worked. Do you know what I've done for this company? In fact, do you know they have all the icons, all the PDP, APC, and all the qualifications that they need to have. But really, they are not looking at skills that actually influence work these days. And that's why they are not growing. And that's why you see a small boy will become a country director for a company that has people who have had 15 years experience working for that same company. So it is important that you build up relevant skills around your sector, and then leave those behind, all those now we start them. we have been doing this. Leave it behind. For me, I have decided to develop a teachable spirit, right? If you have anything that I don't know, it's either I will ask you or I will go and do assignment. I usually don't like asking people directly. Say, Baba, teach me this thing now. But you know what? Because I think that question is foolish. So I will first of all go and do my assignment around this. I will now come and say, hey, I was trying to do this. How do you pass here? That's how I learned how to actually do mine. So you need to know what works for you, but you need to be able to kill the bias of now we day here, you don't tell me we day here. It does not help. It will not help even your village people. Then take advantage of the next generation technology. A lot of us, you probably need to learn. There are basic skills that we need to learn. We need to learn how to use. We need to learn maybe basic programming skills. Apart from that, apart from being a programmer by yourself, you possibly just need to understand how products are being developed these days. If you cannot do that and it's graphics, you can probably learn something around UI. Do you understand? It will also give you an idea about workflow, how products are designed and how products are this, and what is possible on the digital space, right? There is nothing. The digital space is so easy. Coding is very easy. Why do I say it's very easy? I mean, it will take time to learn it, but it's just, am I supposed to, how does this model work? It will send this information, it will reply to this one will move to this one. That's how it works, right? It's just common sense that it works with. So learning the skill is one thing. Understanding what also works is also very important. So we need to learn the right skills, and that actually brings us to the conclusion. Businesses that will be remembered as tomorrow's leaders are the organizations that are laying the groundwork now by preparing for the future. And it's not just the businesses too, individuals. There is nothing like there is no job. There is nothing like there is no job. People are getting jobs every day. People are coming to do Thanksgiving, your testimonies in your church every day. I was online. Somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn. I got this job. I'm now working for this. And you are there. You're like, see, learn skills. Build up your CV. It doesn't take you anything. Google is your first place of call for everything. YouTube has every training that you are possibly looking for. Right? We just need to learn and build our skills. So thank you very much. I will take questions. I hope it wasn't boring. Okay. Ask me questions. If you don't ask questions now, it means that all what I said, I'm going to be crying when I get to the car.
Okay, thank you so much. So he has spoken a lot and then also spoken with a lot of passion. You see the energy with which he was speaking, and then from the place of knowledge also. And concern, he also wants us to grow. He wants us to learn relevant skills. So please, time now is for questions. Your question could come from the presentation. Your question could come from any other concern around using IT. Is that allowed, sir? Using, maximizing the IT space and all of that. We have one online. Do we have any question online? So for our audience online, we are integrating you into the program. So if you have any question, please just indicate by raising your hand, and then you can type the question. We will take it here. We have one hand up already. Let's start from my beautiful pink sister.
Okay, good afternoon. Should I introduce myself or how? Okay, I am Echata Tumishi. And I want to ask about the future of entry level of junior roles. Since you talked about Lucas doing secondary work. So what is the future of entry level roles or just junior roles generally?
So help us take the mics around. Okay, should I answer that? Okay, so I think the question she just asked is one critical question that I've seen with a lot of people. I'm a young person. I'm a very young person, but I've seen people who are just leaving school and wanting to understand where do we start from. What should even what should our CV even look like? Now is the time to actually grab a skill, right? It's the time to grab a skill, whether you're still in school or you're just entering the industry. Usually, for some of us that did not understand, that did not have so much opportunity to get into the technological space before now, our first job usually would define what our career path will look like, right? You start looking for a job, you're just a graduate. You just look for any job, they put you anywhere, and the company could influence what your career path would look like. That's why you see, would see somebody who read physics in school working in an accounting firm and then starts writing ICANN and just moving on like that. But now, the good thing is, there's something that we want to do. There's something that we're passionate about. It could be in the technological space. It could be anywhere else. Just start grabbing skills around that environment. Because now, one of the major challenge in Nigeria that I've seen is that there's a big gap between graduates and the workspace. I think she's doing so much with that regard. There's a lot of gap between that space, and so the businesses feel graduates do not have skills, and they don't want to invest in building your skill, and then 2 months after you have gotten another job in KPMG and you want to jackpot. So they don't want to. So it's now up to you to take up a skill in whatever industry that you want to. I mean, what if it's even in NGO and you're doing, look out for projects that you can be doing. Start up something. Start growing your skill around that level. If it is fashion, you don't need to wait to get to. What do you need? You probably need skills of fashion school. You need skills in media. You need skills in photography, just representing your job and so on and so forth. And if you are also looking at the IT space, it is very wide. It is very wide, like I said. It comprises of different sectors. So you need to understand what aspect you want to do. Could it be programming? That's one. Could it be designs, UI, UX? That's another. Could it be data analysis? That's another. Could it be database? That's another. Could it be computer networking? And so on and so forth. There are so many pathways that you can choose, and just pick up something and just move. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. What is experience without skill? What gives you the job that gives you experience without having the skill in the first place? Now, a lot of businesses, like I said, are not even looking out for, they're not looking out for people that do not have any skill, right? They're looking for people, of course, with the skill and with the experience. Now, it's important that if you don't have an experience and you don't have a skill, it is important that you start building the skill first. Do you understand? That becomes a leverage for you. And you might not, it's still entry level. I did not say when you finish building the skill, you get into the advanced level. No. when you have a skill, then you can easily navigate your way into that perfect entry level system. And then you might volunteer to do some jobs, for companies. Look out for internship opportunities. Now, as critical as it is, people don't even give internship opportunities anymore like that as it used to be, without skills. So at least they expect that you understand a little bit about what you're doing. You've done a project around that environment. Okay, so if you come in, you can collaborate and start building your experience. So the skill is important when you don't have the skill and the experience. The first thing you should do is to start building skill, because without that, there's no experience.
Good afternoon. My name is Ola. Good afternoon. My name is Ola. My question goes like this. Notwithstanding the significant technological advancements that have been made in recent time, and contrary to the popular belief that a lot of people are tech savvy, but there are a lot of young people who aren't as tech savvy as others. Now, how to those people, what advice would you give to those people on how to bridge that gap between skill and technology?
Okay, I'm trying to grab. Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much for your perspective so far. My question is, if you are either new in tech or you are old in other forums and you want to transition into tech, or you are looking at what will be relevant for the future of the workplace, what are your first 5 skills or 5 areas that you encourage any young person to delve into? Just 5, so that we can pick any one of those and we can start running with it.
I think that question is just so we are very practical, and then by the time we're leaving here today, we're sure that we have empowered somebody with the very first step to take. If you don't have the question right now, we can give you some time to put it together. So because it looks like you came to do the presentation. I don't know if you have that.
No, okay. Yeah, I will be able. I'm just trying to analyze what angle to actually attack that question from.
And that's why I said if you don't have the answer immediately, we can give you some time.
Okay, so I can actually I can advise, right?
Okay.
I can advise. I mean, it may not be absolute, but I think it's somewhere you can actually start from. Now, first of all, I tried to during my presentation, I tried to pick a bit of different industry. I didn't focus on IT. I didn't focus on so I just picked a bit of different industry, and I was trying to actually describe something. You want to add to the question? Okay. Can I?
He wants to add to the question.
We want to add to the question. Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Adudu Samson. So, based on what our sister asked, I from my own understanding, I think I wanted to ask something. Is it 5 special areas in tech, or 5 or how to startup areas in tech? Is it just tech? Because I wanted to ask. Okay. That's what I want to add. Then also I wanted to add a question. In the world of events and entertainment, how that wants to be relevant in the next 10 years, you might delve into tech later. How do you transfer from the world of events and entertainment into a new world in tech that's helping, using tech to help events and entertainment in the new world?
Now, so like I was saying, I'll just continue from where I was describing from. So I was trying to actually describe the fact that technology integration into whatever industry is not coding alone. It's not UI UX alone. It's not Python. It's not any of those programming languages alone. Technology is anything that is trendy, that can actually enhance your job, right? People are doing robotics. We're seeing artificial intelligence. We're seeing graphics design even build into a higher level of product design and all that. Now, what do those things help me actually do? We're seeing people who have flair for photography trying to integrate technology into. So first, understand where you stand at the moment, right? For instance, if I am a photographer, right, and I have started to take, I take photos, and so first I want to carve a niche for my photography. All that photography business is not just the same nowadays, right? So it is important to understand the niche around the area that you are focusing on. Some people will say, I do everything. No, I have a baby in the house, and we're thinking of actually doing a photo shoot. And the conversation came up, and I was like, it's not any photographer that will help us do this. Because a photographer who is focused on a corporate event might not have all the aesthetics to put a child and that kind of shots and all that. So we need to look out for people who are focused on just children and babies photography, right? So now first identify the area of your industry that you belong to, and then start looking out for skills that can help build that. First, those skills may not even be skills themselves. They could just be platforms that you need to be on. An example is looking out for how to sell your photos, right? You could look out for how to sell your photos. You could maybe want to leave just your natural photography into you may want to look out for into content development, right? People they will see one ant like this and snap the ant, or see flower, they just give it one shot from one side and all that. Basically, those photos, who's going to pay for it? Is it ants or fly that will pay for it? You need to start understanding how you can share that content, make it beautiful, make it interesting, and look out for platforms that can help you. Is Facebook good for you to share those contents? Is Instagram good for you? Is content or is an influencer status good for your kind of business and all that? So you look out for what fits exactly. Now, if you let's move into another side. Let's say I am in a company, and maybe I'm an accountant, right? I have a profession, I have experience in my field, I have qualifications in those fields, and now I need to start thinking of what to do in the future. I possibly want to start learning skills on all these new softwares, all these what do you call them, SaaS solutions for my job. Now, apart from what I'm used to, is there a software that I could possibly influence my job, or that I could introduce to my company, or that I need a skill on? I know that I've personally had to teach some accountants how to use what do you call this? Just like Peachtree, they have basic QuickBook. I've had to teach how to use QuickBook. Do you know how I learned how to use QuickBook? Google taught me, but I will still collect your 30K and teach you for 1 week how to actually use that. Do you understand? So start looking out for how to use those. And basically, solutions nowadays are. So some of us may not also know how to use some of those functions on Excel, right? Excel is in fact, I haven't seen a solution that is as big as Excel is, right? And it can help your job. It can help you do so many things. So as an accountant, it may be important for you to understand how to use some of those functions, how to use influence your job role with some of those functions. But some of us are just good with what I'm saying is it's not good for you to just, we use Sage, we use Peachtree in this company, I don't need to learn how to use the other one. Work is getting into cloud space where there are now modules designed for different people. Those ones in the sales, those ones in what they call them, ERP solutions that are designed. So these salespeople, they have their login and where they can actually impute their data from. The supply people, they have their own login too. The management, there are different levels of management. You know, they have their levels and what they can actually assess and all that. No, I mean, you need to start looking out for skills that can help you know what is the current trend in your industry and what is working. Some people are not using your, using your local server and your local systems anymore. They are not getting into cloud. So get a skill in the cloud space. Understand how, if you want to move from this job now, understanding what you know in this job into another one that you may be required to do, you may be required to use advanced solutions. Let it not just be that you're getting into it without any understanding. Do you understand? Right? So, for where you are at the moment in your industry, look out for what can influence one area or two in your job and start looking for skills around those areas. That is the growth pattern. So it is not like we all must learn how to code. We all must learn how to use, one system or the other. So just understand where you are and what can influence your job in one way or the other. I think I was able to.
Thank you, our chief priest. Thank you so much, Mr. Priestley. Thank you. I wanted to ask you to clap, but thank you for clapping. But that clap is not enough. Please, that session was powerful. And I hope nobody here will say he has not learned one thing or the other from that session. I'm not sure there's anybody here who will say that. Mr. Priestley, please, that's your the slide, yes, and then that converter, please. We want to grow it, please. We'll need it for today. People, the one we have is not supporting us the way we want. Okay, so very quickly, I need your help, please. He mentioned 4 key points. Key points. I forgot one. I missed one of them, which happens to be, I don't know what number it fell. Okay, I know I don't want to say what number it fell, but I don't have it. So I need you to help me. The first one, he said it was what? He mentioned 4 key steps, 4 key things that you must do. The first one is what? To go to cloud. To impact business owners and not individuals. Is that the first? Maybe that was one I missed, I don't know. But was that in the way he arranged it? Is that the first one? You didn't take notes. Jesus Christ. I will not forgive you if you didn't take notes. The first one, he said skill. Skill. That was why my sister asked that question. Skill first. Skill is very important. Then the second one that I said I missed, maybe that's what you said now. I will put it down. Unless someone else give me another one. Then he mentioned remove bias and barriers. Remove bias and barriers. That is very important. Is that not my water? All these children. Remove bias and barriers. Many have been held. Some of our parents were held down because of some of those biases and those barriers. I'm looking at this, my brother that is doing, that's very, every time he promotes himself. Cameraman, don't look at this brother today. He's doing adverts. Unless he wants to pay us for adverts. Don't go in this direction today. He's doing adverts every time he's doing adverts. But I'm proud of him anyway. He's convinced by what he does, and he goes all out with the whole of his chest to do it. Some of us have bias for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and that's why some of us are not entering into that space because of some bias that we have. And most times the bias will create barriers. So please remove that log from your eye and then take a step back and say, even if it's from the place of safety, say, okay, I will not put any money first, but at least seek knowledge. In seeking knowledge, you might end up being convinced to stay in that space. There is a video we should have started this session with. I've urged our media team to help me look for it. They have it. They are trying to put it up. Then he said, take advantage of next generation tech. It's not just next generation tech. Oh. The first word for me is take advantage. Do you know why? There are people who are in our age range now who have not even thought of the advantages of IT. He mentioned a friend who he said will ask you, help me buy power. That's not a lie. We have them like that, and you have them in your sphere too. Take advantage of the time before people will wake up. Some of them are still they say there's this one, they say wake up and do what? No, Jare, all of you are too short, you are too churchy. Wake up, collect your this brother. When last did you go to club? Amen. Let me bring us back to church. Wake up, collect your money before they will wake up. You wake up, take advantage of the times. I have a story I'll quickly share with us. There's this the son of my former boss who went to school to study international relations. Came back and suddenly the guy started marketing to us at the office that he's into fashion design. And I was confused. Like, the guy did masters in international relations. Came back and started marketing fashion design to us in the office. I was confused, like, how will it happen now? But then I was like, of course, people can do a lot of things. My confusion became a shocker the day I realized that this guy does not even know how to press sewing machine. It became a rude shock to me the day I realized that he does not even know how to press sewing machine. He does not know. Do you know the only thing he learned? The only skill he acquired was how to take measurements. He went to learn how to take measurements of all kinds of clothes, especially men clothes. That guy was not that sew my wedding suit. And he has sewn several clothes for people. Today, that guy is being celebrated in the media as a fashion entrepreneur. And he does not press sewing machine. Do you know what he did? He just came back one day from school, and then the father sent him to the tailor who sews clothes for them. When he got to the man's place, he saw the way the man was doing the thing, and he was like, it was that same man that was sewing clothes for him when he was a baby, when he was a child. So the father sent him to that same man's place. So, years of going to that place, and you still see the same way they always happen. And he was like, can't this thing happen differently? And then he went to go and learn how to take measurements. So now he's the one who gets the clients. He could come to a Sister Anjora, for example. You know Sister Anjora has the money bag. He can come to Sister Anjora and say, let me make you a 3 pieces. And then he takes her measurements, she agrees. Of course, Sister Anjora will not pay him the amount that she would have paid that tailor. Because now he has created a brand. He has elevated that business, sort of. Then she pays him, for example, she pays him 25,000 naira for that piece of clothes. This guy goes to that tailor. Now he calls the man. The man he has employed that man. It's the man that does his work now. He calls the man and says, sir, I want to sew kind of clothes. The man says, it will cost us 7,000 naira. 7,000 naira. Can we get it delivered in 3 days? The man says, we'll do it 3 days. Okay. He knows what the client wants. He goes to the market, buy the quality of clothes the client wants, gives it to the man, gives the man the measurements. 3 days time, he calls the man, where is the clothes? Clothes is sewn and ironed. He collects it, puts his branding, and delivers it to the client. This guy doesn't know how to press machine, but he's a fashion entrepreneur today. So, where are you operating? When they say think outside the box, I used to tell people there's no box again, safe. The box has been shattered long ago. There's no box. The space is plain now. Find your place in that plain space. Don't be lost. If you're not careful, because the place is plain, you can get lost. But find your place. One of the things that caused confusion for me when I was in school is when they say, carve a niche for yourself. That word used to cause confusion for me when I was in school. Almost every lecturer comes to me and says, carve a niche. One day I went to the carpenter, I said, I want to carve a niche. Praise God. So when they say carve a niche, it's when a carpenter's work. Please. I heard him say, carve a niche for yourself. Carve a niche is not a carpenter's work. It is what you do. Look for something special that you want to do. So, please, just a minute. Let me quickly verify something. Okay. So, we have a paper presentation next on our agenda, which will be taken by our very own Mr. Tosin. That's Toksan. And then he will be taking us through transition from school to your first job and then multiple jobs. And you know when they say multiple jobs, you can be working in one place and be consulting for many other people. This man, for example, now, he was working somewhere and he was consulting, I know him. So you can be working in one place and be consulting for many other people. So please join me as I welcome Mr. Sorry, I said I'll be using brother for everybody. Yes, please put your hands together for me. Sorry, put your hands together for him. Join me as I make welcome Bro Tosin, aka Tosan. He will be joining us online. We are trying to maximize the future of work. So, Tosan, you have the floor.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Very clear, loud, and bold.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Okay. So I want to greet you also in the celestial way. So that takes me to saying, Hallelujah, everybody.
Hallelujah.
So I want to first and foremost appreciate God for the gift of life, and also to appreciate the youth of Central Card State. And on my end. So there is echo. I don't know why that is. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go on.
Okay, so I can hear this echo. Maybe I should do this without my.
Now we can't hear you. Sorry, please. This is one of the issues we have in Nigeria. We are not there yet, but we are getting there. Technical ish. I think he had to drop off and then reconnect very quickly. So the video I said we're going to play, the media team is yet to. They are working on putting it up. It's titled "Shift Happens." Shift happens. Please, I want to implore us, just go on YouTube, type shift happens. Brother Priestley rightly mentioned how the future of work started a long time before COVID. COVID was just kind of, it brought it to life, like brought about the reality. But the shift you're talking about started a long time before COVID happened. So just go on YouTube, type shift happens, and then you see it. So I think there are two versions of it. Okay, you are back now. Toksan.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly. You have the floor.
Okay, so, sorry about that. I don't know what I I need to be sure that you can actually hear me now.
So if the echo is not disturbing you too much, I think you can go on. We can hear you clearly here.
Okay, Okay, so I'll go on. I mentioned that I want to thank God for giving me the opportunity to be, to impact life. For the organizers, I want to say congratulations. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Also, I want to especially appreciate the first speaker. He did a lot of justice to the topic that was given to him. So, on that note, I want to just share a short story before I go into my little presentation. And I would also like to confirm the time I have so that I can start my stopwatch. Our host, please, can you just let me have the time?
Okay.
How many minutes do I have?
We have 25 minutes left. And then if the network reception is not too good, you can take the video off. We have seen your handsome face and your Lagos badge. So you can just do with the audio. That would bless us. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, short story. I remember when I was in school, I've always had interest in planning events and being behind the scenes majorly. And to the glory of God, I had my first event in school, Olabisi Kinobanjo University. So I was part of the Students' Parish, OUSP. So I just thought about it that, okay, let's have a concert and bring friends, family and friends together, and let's sell tickets, let's do posters and all that. So we did that, and I remember the gate fee was 100 naira. I think I was in 100 or 200 level then. So the gate fee was 100 naira, but fortunately and unfortunately, the attendance was so poor. So at some point we had to leave the gates open for people to come. So we started calling our friends, call mates to just come and enter for free. At the end of the day, we had a full hall, and it was quite interesting. The artists that we invited, everybody was really good, So that gave me confidence that I was going to do it after the event. And the reason why I shared this story is just for you to understand that that step I took by having that concert was what brought me to what I am today. So if I had not taken that step, maybe I wouldn't be doing event management now. Maybe I'll be doing something else. But that was just a confirmation that you can do it, and I'm doing it. So back to today's topic, which is transitioning from school to your first job and multiple jobs. And the areas to consider, of course, the skill acquisition, internship, volunteering, networking, character requirements. So I'll be taking, because of time, I will be taking my own definition of these areas to consider, and of course we'll take it one after the other. So it is important that even before you finish school, you should know what you want to do. Because we find ourselves in a country where they will tell you, I'm studying sports science and I work in the hospital. So that has been the story of Nigeria, a typical Nigerian student. That okay, I did microbiology and I'm a banker. Maybe I did geology and I'm a pilot. So those are the things that has been happening that we all are familiar with. That being said, there should be something that as human beings that you would have passion for, that you would like to do. To be honest, when I got into school, when I was trying to pick the course I wanted to do, all that was in my head was business. All that was in my head was business. So I just thought about it that, okay, business administration is like the best option for me, and I went for it. And of course, I graduated. But before I left school, I knew what I wanted to do. That I wanted to go into events. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to make events happen. I want to plan events. I want to plan people's day. I want to produce events. So I got a question if I have a slide. I don't have a slide. So I'll just be picking on all these things as they come. Okay, so before you leave school, it is important you know what you want to do. Irrespective of the course you have, do. If you're saying that you want to become a banker and you're studying banking and finance, God on your side, you finish school and you get a job in the bank. You are very lucky in this part of the world. If you know what that means. But if you are the one that have that kind of mindset that, okay, it is important to be educated, to go to school, to understand what you want to do, and when you go out, you do what you want to do. Of course, it has to be related to what you've read in school. A lot of things have changed now, so people go to school for several courses and they end up doing something else. And there's a general saying that no knowledge is lost. So it is important that you gain the knowledge, you go to school, you serve, you go do your masters, you do the PhD, then if that is what you want to do. So I will use myself as a case study, and we'll take it up from there. So I knew what I wanted to do. In school. I knew what I wanted to do in school. So I just went to school that, okay, this admin, take the courses, get good grades, serve, have your paper. But I knew from school that I was not going work for anybody. Now I'm talking personally now. I knew I was not going to work for anybody. I wanted to work for myself. You know, and the kind of job I do doesn't really require any major capital. So it was a bit easy for me to make decisions like that. As an event person, all you need is to get your laptop. Now, for starters, get your laptop, make sure you have a very good phone, make sure you have good communication skills. Of course, take courses if you can afford them, and see how you can intern under somebody, you know. So I knew what I wanted to do from school, and so when I finished, the thing I did was to search for the name, of course, the brand name, and that was what gave birth to Tucson. So, brief talk about Tucson before I continue. Tucson is the combination of my name and my wife's name, and of course, we needed something to be a bit more catchy to people, so I decided to do Tucson Concepts and Events. And to the glory of God, I registered the company 12 years ago officially. We've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been doing a lot of jobs, concerts, birthdays, weddings, social corporate events. But officially, I registered the company in 2012. So, that being said, I knew what I wanted to do. So, when I came out from school, I started looking for those that are in the event industry. Those that are big event planners, you know, I offered myself, you know, as an intern, as the boy, you understand. Although I was taking some courses online about event planning, and I've been doing a lot of reading. The speaker that came before me, the keynote that gave the keynote address, he mentioned something about he said something about internship as well, and there are some questions that came, and I'm still going to come back to that. Anyway, so hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
but I just wanted to be sure. So I'll go into the skill acquisition. And my own definition is this: as the art of learning to do something in order to earn a living and to survive. So it is very important that apart from what you've studied in school, there should be one thing that differentiates you from the other person. So how can you acquire this skill? Now that is you leaving school now, because all these calculations, all these indices and all these things you did in school, I'm not saying it's immaterial, but it's always a different ball game when you enter into the market. And that takes me to what I said earlier, that even if you have done banking and finance, it is very possible in this part of the world that you come out to the real world and you won't get a job in the bank. So it is important that you get a skill. You will call it Ishowo, some they will call it Ishowo. That's the work, that's the thing you do with your hand. Different from what you've studied in school. That is you trying to play safe. So don't say because you're studying banking and finance, you just want to stay glued to your spreadsheet, you just want to stay glued to your trade, profit and loss and all this ledger and everything. It is important you get, I can call it like an alternative therapy. You have to be open to other skills. It might be shoemaking, it can be hair making, it can be makeup, it can be anything that you can think about. It can be anything you can think about. And the good part about the way things are now, there is YouTube. And the previous speaker, he said something like that, and even our compare, he said something like that. There is nothing that is not on YouTube. There is nothing that is not on YouTube. I know you mentioned that he was on YouTube to learn some things, and he charged people 30K per week to get it done. Or for impacting knowledge. So getting a skill is a very, very, in fact, considering the kind of economy that we are in this country, what it means is that you also need to have several means of income. You hardly find one person or one forward-thinking person. Now I'm talking about youth that will tell you that won't tell you that I'm a banker and I'm also a teacher. I'm a banker, I'm also a decorator. I'm a banker, but I also build websites. So that other part of you can be derived from you acquiring skills. Your area of interest shouldn't be just one thing. It is not safe. So, because you don't even know where you will find yourself tomorrow. And considering the way people they are jackpying now. They are leaving the country because the country doesn't feel safe. They are leaving the country because they believe there are better opportunities out there. They are leaving the country because they feel one person can just come one day and demolish their building and say it belongs to the government. So a lot of things are happening now. So it's making people really think outside the box. So if there is a jackpot syndrome that is happening, if you find yourself in another country, what other things do you think you can do? I remember like 2-3 years ago, there's a lady that was trying to intern with me when she was in Nigeria. Then she relocated to Nigeria. She came back to Nigeria to see if she can do something else because she got tired of the UK. She's a citizen of the UK. So she came here, she tried several things. She tried opening a spa, the workers ruined everything. She spent so much money. So she told me she wanted to become an event planner. Now how can she intern? And I told her that, okay, these and these and these and things you need to know. All of a sudden she went off. Later I heard that she had to go back to the UK because she wasn't finding Nigeria favorable anymore. The next thing I saw was that she opened an event page. She has done several courses. She has done this because we spoke. It's like, she took a course on this, she took a course on this, she took a course on this. Of course, she went to the university and she read mass comm. Long story short, the first or second job she got, the wedding was actually worth 90,000 pounds. And what it means is that the way we charge is that it's either you get 10% or you get 15% of the total budget of any event you're planning. Long story short, she made 9,000 pounds from her first or second job.
Wow.
That is the skill and that passion she had. She was able to interpret it to herself, and she has started making money for herself. So it is important that you have a skill. It is very, very important. If you're a person that is a creative, you're very, 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 very crafty. You know, maybe you know how to make anything. Now, if you make shoes, there's nothing stopping you from going into cane weaving. There's nothing stopping you from going into tie and dye. That's fabrics. Because it's related. There's nothing stopping you from carving as well. So now I move to internship. An internship is a professional learning experience that offers meaningful practical work related to a student's field of study or career interest. So there is nothing that is fixed. If you look at that statement, it says practical work related to a student's field or of study or career interest. So an internship gives a student the opportunity for career exploration and development and to learn new skills. So I'm going to take that again. An internship is a professional learning experience that offers meaningful practical work related to a student's field of study or career interest. An internship gives a student the opportunity for career exploration and development and to learn new skills. So, the RAS interpretation of internship, because when they say internship, what comes to my head? Me, I'm very funny and practical, so I'll say it's almost. And for me that don't understand you, but almost there is house help. I used to tell my staff and people around me that there is nothing wrong in being used. Some people say they are just using you, you are just doing boy. Well,
That was a strong one. There is nothing wrong in being used. Mr. Toksan. Bro Toksan. Bro Toksan, are you still there? Please, can we mute people online? We're not taking driving class, oh. So we have like 5 minutes to round up that session. But I think his network just dropped off, but I'm sure it will come back on. Then we can wrap up that session and then go to like the highlight of our of the seminar today, which is the symposium. But very instructive. He says something around. He's been emphasizing internship and volunteering. I know, and then he has used the very the base like people consider interns to be slaves. So there are two sides of it. If you have the opportunity to have an intern, if you have the opportunity to have someone who is volunteering with you at work, or you are the one that is volunteering, or you are interning, please, there are chances of you being in quotes. But open your eye and be sure that what they are using you for is related to the skill you have come to acquire. I remember when I was working in Lagos, most of the interns that were assigned to me would say, the only thing we do in the newsroom is they will send us to go and buy food. And then some of them were nonchalant. Shebi is to go and buy food. What more? Shebi is to go and buy food. What more? But then I took offense one day when one of them said it, like, Shebi is to go and buy food. What are we doing here? And I'm like, really? Are you pleased leaving your house every day, transporting yourself to the office, and going to go and buy food? Sadly, these ones were not even being paid. Some interns are being paid these days. Their own internship didn't come with paid payments. And then they were satisfied with just going to go and buy food. I'm glad to announce today that some of the interns that worked with me then, one of them to the BBC. He worked with the BBC for, I think, 6 to 7 months. I was shocked. The guy, the day he told me, he sent me a message to say, bros, I'm relocating abroad for my master's. I'm going to the UK. I'm like, so for everything he wants to do now, he still refers to me, asks me for advice, for counsels and all of that. But the truth is that it was because I didn't see him as an intern that would go and be buying food. If I didn't add value to his life, he would not be coming back to me. So if you have the opportunity to have interns or volunteers in your office, have meaningful impact in their lives. And if you are interning somewhere, eyes, and be sure that what they are using you for is related to the skills that you want to acquire. Is Mr. Toxan back online? Not yet.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay. Welcome back, sir. Thank you. We're glad to have you. I was just saying we have like 5 or 6 minutes to wrap up your session. So thank you for...
Oh, okay.
So you were not hearing us, but we're following you back to back. So I was trying to do a summary of some of the things you had said before, just to drive home the point. So please, sir, you have the floor.
Okay, so I don't know. The stuff just went off, so I had to change the device. So sorry about that. Okay, so in 5 minutes, I'm gonna juggle volunteering and networking, and then I move to character requirement, which is like, because you can Google, you can check skill acquisition, you can check internship, you can check volunteering, but there are some things you can't check online.
True.
There are some things that you have to work on yourself.
Correct.
As an individual, as a person, you know. So I'm going to juggle volunteering. So volunteering is contribution of time, effort, and talent to a need, cause or mission without financial gain. Volunteering is all about you being able to contribute some of your own time to help people in your immediate community or society. So I take that again. Volunteering is contribution of time, effort, and talent to a need, cause or mission without financial gain. Volunteering is all about you being able to contribute some of your own time to help people in your society or community. So now, some people misunderstand volunteering, you know, because of course I've been part of like a concert that we've been doing for the past 7 years. It's called Billy Concert, and the last volunteers engagement we had, somebody stood up and she asked a question that we are here now. I just wanted to ask if there will be any kind of monetary appreciation, you know, and everybody just started laughing.
Of course.
I was the one that was the host for that event, so I was laughing myself because in my head I was like, do you understand what volunteering is in the first place? So if you have the mindset that you're going because you want to get incentive get some kind of remuneration or whatever, then you have missed the act of volunteering. You can volunteer for several reasons, which takes us to networking. It's part of the features of volunteering. You are going to volunteer, you are going to work, you are going to meet people as well.
True.
You are going to gain, depending on what the body that you are volunteering for stands for. Because don't forget that as part of your CV, for those that write CVs, that submit CVs, there's nothing wrong in putting all your certificates of the volunteering you've done. Because those are the things that it can also contribute to what they would see as factors to even employ you. That okay, you volunteer for this, you volunteer for this. That means that you're a selfless person. It's a fantastic attribute.
Very true.
And when you volunteer, there's something you would also take home. One of them is networking. Networking is the exchange of information and ideas among people with a common profession or special interest. And it's usually in an informal social setting. If you look at all these corporate events, all these concerts and all that, you will find out that there's always a cocktail session. There's always a red carpet session. But a lot of people don't understand what that place is for. When you go to parties, you see cocktail stools, you see backdrops, you see all those things are not meant for pictures. That is where you network. That is where you share your cards. That is where you share your flyers. That's where you collect numbers. That is where you get to see the next president of the country. That is where you get to see the governor. So networking is very, very important. It can be done anywhere. And that is why that last line says, usually in an informal social setting. Anywhere you are, network. And all you need to do is, my name is Tosi Olorofo, I'm an event planner. What do you do? My name is Tosi Olorofo, I'm an event consultant. Can I meet you? You can do it in the bus, you can do it in the church, you can do it in the video. Don't be too rigid with yourself. Some people don't even smile. They don't have human relations. They don't know how to communicate well. They are not friendly. They are naturally not friendly. They are always frowning. So if you continue like that, it's difficult for you to network. It's difficult for you to see an helper. You can sing my helper from now to tomorrow, and helper will come. Because you are not even attracting the helper to come. Your helper don't even know what you do. So, I'll move to character because of time. Character, the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. Your character is the mental and moral qualities that distinguish you. So, interning, volunteering, networking, and all these things, it all boils down to the character that you have, to your own person. Will people see you and say that this person is a good guy? This is not by miracle or by anything. Some people just look at you, maybe the way you dress or the way you walk, and just say, I just like this guy, I just value this guy. It might be because of the way you smell. It might be because of the way you smile. It might be it might be because of the way you talk.
Yeah.
Those are the things that forms your character. So the features of good character that we can relate to what we are discussing today, I outlined just 4 here. Of course, we can come up with countless features. I outlined consistency. You have to be very consistent. It has to be part of your character. I also mentioned loyalty. You have to be loyal. You have to be loyal to your my own industry as an example. There is nothing on the checklist of an event that I don't have an idea for. I have an idea for everything. I might not do it professionally, but I can tell you that I know what an usher will do. I might not have 6 packs, but I can be a bouncer. I know what they will do when they are called to work. I'm not a caterer, but I know how to dish food. I know how to taste food. I know how to cook. I'm not a musician, but I can sing in parties. I'm not a musician, but I can play piano. I'm not a sound engineer, but I have an idea of specifications of speakers, of backlines, of stage, of screen. Because when I want to get jobs, I need to tell my clients that I know what I'm doing. I want to plan the concert. I want to tell the sound guy the dimension of the stage. So the versatility is something that is very, very important as well. And the last one is that you have to be God-fearing. You have to have that fear of God. I know that it's funny that some lady will say, you're my kind of man, and you should be told that and handsome, and he has to have the fear of God. This same thing applies to what we are discussing today. Because if you fear God, you will do what is right. If you fear God, you won't turn 3 zeros to 4 zeros.
Right.
If you have the fear of God, you would know that the things that belongs to this company has to be well taken care of.
True.
If you have the fear of God, you won't scam your client.
Yeah, that's right.
If you have the fear of God, you will do things right. So on that note, I'm going to end with this. Don't let your background keep you your back to the ground.
Don't let your background keep you on the ground. Is that what you said?
Don't let your background keep your back to the ground.
Okay. Word on Mabu.
A setback is a setup for a comeback.
Please, give us 1 second to write it down. Please take that again.
A setback is a setup for a comeback. So what that means is that there is nothing wrong in failing. If you fail, it's a setback. But it's also a setup for you to come back and be better.
Awesome.
So those are the things that we have to put at the back of our mind at all times, because nothing happens by chance. And I'll end on that note. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let me take the microphone to the audience so that you can hear their clap. Oh yeah, please help me. Woo! Thank you so much, Toksan. Brother Toksan, sorry, I wanted to ask your title, but you didn't wear regalia. So let me just maintain brother, so that I don't. God bless you so much. This is powerful. It is powerful. This is really, really powerful. Whoa. So from his notes, from his speech, I took note of something. Mr. Tosan, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Oh. Bro Tosan, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I said know who you are. Build a profile for yourself. It helps your networking. Right?
Absolutely.
I said treat yourself as a brand. Package yourself and present yourself within a few seconds. Last year we had elevator pitch. We did something last microphone to him. Toxan, are you still there?
Hallelujah.
Toxan.
Mr. Toxan.
Bro, Toxan, are you still there? Bro, Toxan, if you are still there, there's a question.
Are you with us, sir?
I'm here.
Awesome. Please go on.
Okay. Now my question is this: we are actually looking like the theme for today. Is the future of work. There is this. I think there's a trend. Maybe I'll call it a trend. When you're trying to go from startups, that's what I'll just use, startups, to being in the mainstream. Yeah, for instance, in the architecture world, for instance, the basic truth is it's not easy, for you, upcoming architect, to just say you are coming to that limelight of where people will see.
So, and I can use myself as a case study. So when I wanted to do events, when I decided that, okay, I want to plan events, I want to be behind the scene, I want to do concert, I just like putting things together and people come out to say, wow.
Being behind the scene.
Being behind the scene.
Okay.
Then I didn't think of weddings, I didn't think of birthdays. It was tilting towards more of concerts,
praise nights,
fundraising, corporate events, where you have to sit down, do floor plan, do all those things. You understand? You don't have to see me. So that's how I started. That was it for me. So now, that's why I said it depends on the part of event that you want to do. There's event planning, there's event management, there's event production. But all in all, you need to acquire knowledge first.
Okay.
So there's a general event planning training, which cuts across how you can manage vendors, how you can manage clients, how you can put budgets together, how you can work on floor plan, how you can source for vendors for events. So it really depends on the aspect of events that you want to go into. But just have it in mind that it is important to know every aspect of event management. Now, I mentioned earlier that event management doesn't require major capital to start. You might be an event manager and not have an office. It is very possible.
You might be an event manager and not do what?
And not have an office. Like an office space.
Okay. Laptop office.
Exactly. So, for a very long time, I didn't have an office. So this is what I do. I go to my client's house. I go to their offices. I will offer. Before you ask me that, where is my office? So that was the scoop I was using.
Smart one.
Do you understand?
Smart one.
So I would just say, so where can we meet up? Office, home? So before you think of you saying that you want to come and meet me in my office. So all you need is make sure you have a good phone. If you're blessed to have maybe iPad or any kind of tab that has a very, very good camera, have a laptop because of your budget. Make sure your internet is always available. I don't put off data even if I want to sleep.
Yes, sir.
I don't post blurry pictures. So what it means is that you need a good phone.
Invest.
And if you call me 2 a.m., I will pick my call. So that's the kind of event I do. So event management is not capitally intensive as people think. You have to start somewhere. As a matter of fact, most of these event planners, I can tell you that they do, most of them, not all, don't have offices. Because they are most times on the field. What they do in the office is meetings. And you know what it means to get a space. Maybe in Abuja, let's even use Abuja for instance. So are you sure that you want to get a space that is worth 1.5 million? And you know how events can be. You might not get an event in 2 months.
Right.
Or or 3 months. And maybe the space you have to pay daily and then monthly. So you have to be very strategic about it. So to cut the long story short, there are courses you can take, there are classes you can attend, there are master classes you can take, and you do a lot of reading on your own.
Did you say reading?
Yes.
Reading, okay.
You have to explore events as well.
Awesome.
You have to explore a lot of events if you want to be loaded. There are some events that sometimes that are, okay, before I got really busy, there are sometimes I just go to a hotel. When I know there's a concert, maybe on Sunday, I'll go there on Thursday. I'll just stroll in, and I'll just be, networking, asking questions.
So attending events,
Yes.
the kind of events you want to be a part of, or you want to be part of the future, is important.
Yes.
Awesome.
When you see guys walking, you can. There's nothing wrong with you walking up to them and say, "My name is Susan, and I plan events too, but I like what you are doing."
Awesome.
And you engage the person.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
So those are the ways I learn.
Thank you so much, sir. This is really, really like, I hope you have been blessed today. I can see people writing, taking notes. Some are typing in their phones. But of course, it's been a time that is worth it. Please help me appreciate Toksan. In case you don't know, that is one of the major brains behind Luli Concert. If you hear Luli Concert, that's one of the major brains behind Luli Concert. Some of us used to watch Luli Concert online, either online or in person. Well, there's a reason why most of us will fly from Abuja to attend Luli Concert in person. It's because of the class that Luli Concert has put up. Toksan, thank you so much. God bless you and keep you for us and keep us for you. So I was going to say keep us for you. God keep you for us and keep us together for good. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. Very quickly, still speaking around our topic today.
Your relationship is as good as your net worth. It's as good as money in the bank.
Your network is your network.
Yeah, exactly, for me. Because you see, I was sitting right here in church, and there's one thing that I do. Because I know back then, we're making small money because I started real estate early. So we're making small money. And by the way, I don't just do politics. But politics is a platform that helps me get my other businesses done. I'll say that along the line,
Oh, okay.
So I was sitting right in church, and I received a phone call. Where are you? I said,
Proudly.
I'm in church.
Proudly.
Yes.
Religiously.
Yes. I said I was in church. And the next thing is, I'll drive past your church. I was like, okay, sir. So on driving past, he said, bro, time don't reach, make we go scatter everywhere. We go take this country back. That was what he said to me. And this person who said this to me is somebody who I grew up knowing from Abacha Barracks. By the way, my father is a soldier, retired, So I grew up knowing this person. And the next thing he said to me is, now time we will take over. Our father don't try him, work. Now our own turn to do him. Do you understand? And I said to him, okay, let's try this. In the middle of it, at the time, we were just doing our best. So lo and behold, I said, okay, I'll take up the challenge. He said, Benga, you go run for office. I was like, bros, I never even get money job finish. Make I go run for which office, And lo and behold, it happened. 2017, I just thought it was a joke. 2018, when I was going to go and pick up form, I really didn't have money. I won't lie to you. 2 nights to when I was going to pick up form, he called me and credited me 1 million naira. He said, go and buy form. And I said, thank you very much, sir. So, fast forward, we kept doing it. In the middle of doing that, I got a deal because it now brings me to saying, I don't just do politics, I do real estate too. Do you understand? Now, in the middle of it, I think me and you, we went for that. Yeah, so
my story has witnesses around. So in the middle of it, someone was looking for a property or so. Finally, we couldn't close that me and Tai went for, or we finally closed one at Kusapi. Part of the money I used in campaigning. So you see how I tell you that my story, sometimes I will tell you I'm a product of grace. It's not just about because I know how to do it best or there's a formula to it. No. It's just God working and using humans to show you He is God. So we did all of that. All them that were doing all of that, we didn't even know it was going to be this big. We just did politics because we saw the opportunity and money kept coming. And lo and behold, people started saying, okay, you're my boy, you are running, I'll give you 2 million, I'll give you 1 million. And we did elections. We didn't come out well. We probably came out third. Now, for me, I would not say third is bad for a first timer, running for the first time in my life. And I will say thank you to everybody here. When I was running, I saw the support of the church. In fact, it got to the point where the church even had to do a fundraiser for me. The money the church gave me then, wow, great money, because people did not plan it. And I will say all thanks to Mommy Yemi Dale, because I was going to ease myself outside. I don't know if some of you know Mommy. Okay, that's our Uncle Emmanuel is our family, I was going outside to ease myself, and she's like, Omo, you won't run. Let's go and meet Onwoti. Today, we will raise money in this church. Even if it's 10,000 naira, we will give to you. You will add it to whatever you have. And I said, thank you. Lo and behold, right there in the church, I think there is about 170,000 or so. And in little or no time, that happened. Yes, the money might look small, but you see, the intentions behind that money to me is everything.
The heart is big.
People brought out their personal money to donate. So you see, this whole Peter Obi thing that's happened at the big stage happened to me too at my own small stage. So I do not take people for granted at all. Awesome. I appreciate everybody.
All right.
So a bit more. I'm trying to give you a background to why I'm not going to tell you how it's possible to transit from school into doing other things, just using God and a bit of the training you receive from your parents. That's my own analogy. You don't need to do too much. Trust me, all this one they are telling you, and you have to do this. Sometimes it doesn't work. There is no roadmap to success.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, this is one thing I believe. I have a friend called Dakpo. Some people might know him here. Dakpo came from a family where nothing happened for them. They all used to live in one box in Molete in Ibadan. At least he showed us the picture. If you see the picture of the house, they all used to live. In fact, they had to keep dropping out of school for one person to go, for the other to go. Do you understand? But I can tell you categorically today, this is a person who does 2 billion naira profit every month.
Wow.
Do you understand? So God works for people without having any strategy. And all he just kept doing was, I'm seeing mineral resource from the ground. I heard that they said if you carry raw gold from ground, you can go and sell it to turn to money. And trust me, he didn't even know the people he was selling to. But all thanks to technology, like we say. Technology has done a lot for us. Oh. All he just did was, he went online. Instead of doing Yahoo, because at his time, Yahoo was the thing that was reigning. That started bombing and telling people, foreigners, like, I sell gold, I sell mineral resource. In Nigeria, we have lithium on the ground. Now, those white guys were scared. They thought it was a kidnapper. His first story, he said they were scared and thought it was a kidnapper, right? And apparently, the man said, okay, we will not come to Nigeria. We will only give you the money. This is somebody who doesn't have money to even export it. So, for me, majorly, I'll tell you, God works for men.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, I don't know how elaborate our stories would be, but can we try as much as we can to compress? Yes, the same question. So, you try to help us compress it to the most interesting parts that we can take forward almost immediately, that we can learn from what he said. And even from the other sessions we have had, two things have been very that you need to take 2 G's. You need 2 G's. leave your guys. Oh. Not, your guys are not here. Oh. The two G's that are coming up, your guys will come maybe third on the list. The two G's that are very important. The first G is God, and the second G is Google. Eh? The third G can be your guys. But first, God and then Google. If you are not sure of anything, ask God. After that, go and ask Google about it. Sister Sarah, very quickly, please.
Okay. From what he said, true, there is a God factor. It's never taken out. So relying on existing protocol. My name is Sarah, and one, I thank the organizers for gathering everyone here to do this. I think other speakers have highlighted the situation of graduating from school and getting a job. It's not easy, yes. But earlier I asked a question on experience, because personally, one of the things that has helped me is gaining experience, and that's right from school days. I've had this discussion with a friend of mine where we're talking about, oh, you have companies saying they want these years of experience. How do you get that? And I tell people it starts from when you're in school. You don't wait till you finish school to gain that experience. The last speaker talked about volunteering and interning, very important. That's what helped me, volunteering, not even interning. I'm a big volunteer. I volunteer for any cause I find passionate about, and that's how I found myself in the NGO space. And one thing about that is, another reason is, if I were to ask, I'm sure everybody here, we've all finished secondary school, right? Or some of us are still in secondary school, right?
I'm a teacher in secondary school.
But I'm getting somewhere with that question. My question now is, for those of us that have gotten post-secondary school education, did we get the education we wanted because we had passion for that particular course, or because we just wanted admission? That's another aspect to it. A lot of times, I see students who go to school. I see students when they graduate, what did you study? Why did you study this? Oh, because that was what I got admission in. And
that's what they gave me.
That also, in a way, hinders. For me, if you're passionate about what you studied, right, no matter what it is you study, whether it was given to you or you wanted it, sometimes when the available is not, when the desirable is not available, the available becomes desirable, exactly. So if you then connect with what you have and you've been given, it helps. I wanted to study law because I grew up in a community where I grew up with my grandma. She's a British, she's not British in as far, but she stayed in UK for all her life. So she has this British lifestyle of, you don't go out. Why are you going out? Stay indoors. You only go out when you have a reason. So growing up in Lagos, if you know Broad Street very well, there is this burglary door we had. So I don't really go out. Come back from school, you're indoors. I didn't even know how to speak Yoruba until I came to Abuja. And then she would tell you, so through that burglary door, I would always stay there and see what's happening around. So our house has like a shortcut to Balogun Market, and then I would see police chasing those Igbo boys, beating them. And I always used to wonder, what can I do? Like, I always felt like I wanted to come out and beat those police officers, and that was actually why I studied law. Mind you, I had so many people tell me, don't do it. It's so long, you have to stay 7 years in school, this. But I really wanted that law because I felt, how can I make a difference? I wanted to be a defense lawyer. I wanted to go into litigation. That was how it started for me. I got admission to study law, thank God. And then I joined the law clinic. For lawyers, the law clinic is, it's like the place you go to get the practical aspect of law. Now I'm going back to the experience aspect. So I joined the law clinic. My first year in the law clinic was in 400 level. That's how it works in my school. And I was assigned to the pretrial department. I was given 3 cases to handle, life cases. So you go to prisons, you get cases, you provide them legal services. But because I wasn't a lawyer, I couldn't do defense in court, so I had the lawyer assigned to me. But every other thing was me doing. The only thing she did was come to court and enter an appearance. So we draft documents together. I did filing by myself. Everything paralegal could do, I did. That was how it started for me. And that was me volunteering my time, sometimes my money. Even though sometimes they'll pay back your transport fare. There are times I had to do it when I was on break, because the case won't stop because school is on strike, or because you're on break, or because you've graduated. So I handled these cases up until I was my final year. I was given a leadership position in the same clinic, and I continued like that. And I was able to release through that process. We got billed for the 3 clients. I got a client that was not even assigned to me, but the prisons themselves assigned that case to me in course of going to court, and we were able to get him discharged because he was accused for kidnapping, stayed long, no lawyer, and everything. So basically, we're providing legal services to people who cannot afford. That was why when I said experience, that's me. I started my experience from university stage. I'm 6 years post-call, but I'll tell you I have close to 10 years experience in the legal profession when it comes to access to justice, human rights, and these things. Because I started from university, those years of experience matters. And that was what helped getting my first job after school. How many years of experience do you have? I had 2 years. No, 3 years from law school. Even in law school, I still joined the law school law clinic at Bagauda. And I did the same things. It's important. Yeah, skills is important. For lawyers, the basic skill you get is what you get in the classroom then. They will teach you criminal law, teach you this, and it wasn't even really practical. From the law clinic, through the experience, I gathered the practical skills I needed. The same thing I'll ask is not just law. Even as an accountant, as an accounting student, what experience are you gaining while in school? A lot of times they'll just wait. When I graduate, I'll apply for ICANN. When I do this, why not intern? Why not volunteer? Accounting, I'm using accounting as an instance because I don't want to use just law. Accounting is in every field, every business, every local shop. Everything requires bookkeeping, buying and selling, hospitals. Exactly, these things are relevant. Have you seen your shop, the malam that sells, have you tried to do something for him? Community service, you don't have to get paid. I'm volunteering. I don't need to volunteer for a big organization. If KPMG won't take me as an intern, as a student studying accounting as an intern, why can't I use the small knowledge I have in school to help my neighbor that sells and has maybe a small shop that looks like a small supermarket? I am gaining experience by doing that. If I fall short, if I need guidance, I go meet my lecturers. I go meet people that I see that are accountants. How can I do this and this for this person? You think you want to do masters and you need scholarship, they will ask you community service. How do you say you have that? You want to get a job, you need experience. How? It's by saying, couch it, package it. I did this for this person. This was the experience I had for this shop, for this one, for that one. Talking about even a medical, for nursing, you have some of them that do, they go to all these smaller hospitals to render their services for free. You're learning, you're gaining experience, you're acquiring the necessary skills at that point. That was what helped me, and that was how I transitioned from school. After graduating from the university, I had to stay home a year due to my school and law school admission wahala. And through that, I also volunteered for other NGOs. Now, I couldn't stay with the University of Abuja Law Clinic practically at that point because I was done with school. Every year, as you go, new sets take over. So I volunteered for other NGOs that I know where their goals were in line with my professional career and passion. And I volunteered for them for that 1 year period, went to law school, continued with the volunteering process. They weren't paying me. And I tell students, it's easier for you to volunteer as a student than when you've graduated. As a student, you still get stipends from your parents. You still, I'm a student, I don't expect them to pay me so much. So whatever stipend, even as a volunteer, if they decide to just give you a few transport stipend, maybe 5,000 a month or something, it won't really hurt you so much because you know you're a student and you're gaining your experience. As a graduate, your parents no longer want to be giving you stipends. They want you to start bringing money in. So if I go to work for an organization as a graduate and they're telling me they'll give me 20,000 naira stipend, it will kind of look weird to me, like, why? But that's the thing. So it's easier for you to volunteer, to intern if you have the opportunity as a student, which would help you transition in terms of experience and skills that you need for the career level.
Job. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please clap for her. Thank you so much. God bless you, ma'am. I have another question, but for every one of us. Let me hear Bro Samson.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brother Adodo Samson Chinagoro, and all protocols duly observed. I think I'll be speaking to students who are still in school and would like to gain experience. Now, if there's something I know, if there's something I have noticed over the years of being an entrepreneur in school, learning some skills in school while in school. The truth is, if you are not given a course that you have passion for and you are trying to blend it in with entrepreneurship or business, your academics will suffer. Let me be very sincere.
Say that again.
If you do not get, for example, I wanted to study theater art. When I got admission into the University of Benin, I was given foreign languages, French major, to study French. Now, we all have that saying that when they tell you that you can work anywhere, that means your course is useless. so I was
Not like that.
not like that. But I was always hit with this. You dey study French. What you want is and do when you want work. You can work anywhere. And I
Where
was
is anywhere? What
like
company is
anywhere, like anywhere. So that way, I actually thought that I didn't have passion for French. I never learned French in junior secondary school, senior secondary school. But when I got the admission, I saw foreign languages, French major. Because in University of Benin, we had faculty of languages, Chinese, French, German. We have Patois, the Jamaican language. It was taught as a course. So when I got into school, I was given French major. So we were told I would work anywhere. So getting into school, I loved taking pictures. Yeah, then I met someone, Ivy's Photography, who I was doing, will I call it internship or boy? I was carrying stand, I was carrying tripods.
He was using you, I mean.
Not something like that. But on this fateful day, he asked me, would you like photography? Would you like to learn photography? And I was like, yes, sir. And by the grace of God, he taught me for free. What I should have paid 250,000 naira, I was taught for free. Now, there was this job, he wanted us to go. He was a photographer, I was a videographer. He was a photographer, he needed a videographer. Now, his videographer canceled on him, and I was given the opportunity to do videography. I've never learned videography, only photography. As I went to Google and to YouTube, I was there for YouTube for at least 6 hours. I was trying to learn how to handle a Nikon D60 camera to video. Mind you, a Canon was better. I was trying to learn how to video with a Nikon, and that's how I learned it. And my first job, my hands were shaky, but by God's grace, the client said it was a perfect job. Me, I know saying it's imperfect inside, but the client said it was a perfect job, and she liked it. Now, what am I trying to say? Then, 200 level, I started learning the ways of the mic.
What you said now happened at 100 level?
At 100 level, yes. Now, at 200 level, I started learning the ways of the mic. I had to be a compere, an hype man, a radio and TV presenter. Mind you, I never liked French.
Definitely.
I never liked French.
That's why you're not speaking to us in French.
Yes, exactly. But no, I can speak French fluently by the grace of God.
We'll
No cap.
don't worry.
No cap. No, but like, I never liked French. And
That means you didn't burn the money.
No.
You did well.
So I never liked French, and I got into school. And 2011, I started learning the ways of the mic. Now, Mr. Tosan said, you need to attend events. So I took hyping and emceeing more seriously than radio presenting. But still, I was still going to ITV then in Benin to learn, to run an internship. Then, by the grace of God, I had an internship here in Cool FM in Abuja. But as at that time, it was more serious in Benin. Now, I spent money to start going to club. I was following this popular hype man right now. He was the one teaching me. I was under his tutor. Now, I had to skip classes sometimes because I don't like French. That's how you do for you. And at that time, the ways of the mic were feeding me. At least I was coming back home with at least 20,000, 30,000, 10,000 as an hype man.
Friday.
Just to go and shout. Yes. So I left school early because from Ugbowo down to Ego was far. I'm talking about Benin. So I had to leave school early to go to Benin, to go to Edo State to go and hype. I was skipping classes. Now, French, if you don't go for classes, you will fail. There's nothing like reading material. It's French, it's practical. We had audio rooms and then 200 level, I learned the ways of the mic and all. And in 300 level, we go for our internship in Togo. So I went for my internship in Togo. Our result comes out after. When I went for internship in Togo, 300 level, my 200 level result came outside. God, see carryovers. Seriously, if you do not have a passion for your course of study, and you start seeing stipends, I'm not talking about money, stipends in your entrepreneurship, trust me, your mind will be taken off of studying, and you will focus more on. If I had gotten theater arts, trust me, I would have had passion for both. Sure. Because my academics would not suffer, and my entrepreneurship would not suffer. At least there will be on Yeah, there'll be a balance in it. So now, transitioning from school to as gaining experiences in school, for students, you need to have passion for both. Because your major priority to being in school is to study. Your parents will not hear the fact that Samson went to school. He was not changed the name from Samson to Link Up and was doing MC, and you came back with third class or let my people go. You that's all your parents want to hear. So going to Togo, seeing my result, then I saw the carryovers, not one, not two. God, it hit me that I had to blend between. So now going to Togo, I won 2 awards in Togo as the best entertainer and best MC in the whole of Togo.
Please clap
when
for
I
him.
came back. Now
you have the best. See, you have a best entertainer seated.
It's been good. So now, when I was in Togo, wasn't I realized that I had to be serious with French because their basic workers in Togo spoke French. Shoemakers, market women, anything. Given guys that tell you God speak French. So if you could not at least converse, like in Abuja, if you could not have the major conversation in Hausa, you might not get to buying and selling. So you had to learn French. That was when I realized that I don't want to learn French because I want to work anywhere or want to work in the embassy. But I want to work in French because I would love to speak it. French, as I've known, is one of the most romantic languages in earth. French and Spanish. No doubt, no cap. So I wanted to learn French for myself.
Your assignment they increase. You go give us poem for French today. Romantic poem.
So I wanted to learn French for myself. So that moment, Corona kicked in. We Nigerian students had to be sent back to Nigeria. Then coming back, you have to go to the hotel. So coming back to Nigeria, I was broke. No MC, nothing, no events. So God bless Egbon Tunde in the big church. I met him and I was like, I want to help you to pack plates, help you do cover clothes, fold napkins. That's when he taught me events and decoration, events planning and decoration for free. From packing plates, climbing ladder, for like 6 months, I learned event and entertainment for free.
Volunteering.
Events planning and decoration for free. By the grace of God, I was volunteering. By the grace of God, I was one that did juvenile harvest decoration last year. Only me. He had another job, so I was the only one that did that decoration. So he taught me. You get. Now going back to Togo, I had to now buckle up. I had to now mix hyping, photography, and events together. That was all bettered the whole event and entertainment entrepreneur.
Awesome.
That was all bettered 22nd Avenue because the new name came from, we are in the 22nd century, and an avenue is a place where you find different businesses. So that's why I came up with my name, 22nd Avenue by Link Up, and that was how I got that. So in general, so in general, what I'm trying to say, as students who would like to transit from jobs to school, from school to jobs, you need to take your academics seriously, no matter, even if it's not what you want to learn, even if it's not what your choice of study, but take it serious. Take the learning for yourself as an experience. When I was going for Cool FM, my Cool FM internship, mass comm students came in for that internship. I was picked because I had an extra language, that's an international language. So that was why I was picked. So it could be that you want to learn law and you were given maybe boss admin or maybe
Yoruba.
Or maybe English and literature, yes, or theater arts. Now, yes. What I noticed was in Cool FM, we were having English classes every Wednesday. Trust me, in any radio house, there is always an English teacher that comes. So even if you are not given law and you are given English and literature, see the opportunity in that course of study in anywhere you go. So from there on, I got into now I'm not an events planner, I'm strictly a party planner. I'm into party planning. If after party for weddings, any kind of party, as long as it's party planning, that's what I do. Basically not event planning. Do you understand? And so I got into beauty services, massage, nails, hair. So now I could link up.
No wonder you know facts.
Now I could link everything I've done. Because some people will tell you that time I was called jack of all trade, master of none. But growing up, I learned that everything could be under a space of events and entertainment entrepreneurship. And that is what I am by the grace of God. So
Glory
please,
to God.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hallelujah. My name is Odeinka Enyolabe Kololari. I am alive. Energy, yes. And I would say transitioning from school to career has different routes and different platforms for different individuals. Now, I will start with creativity finish. Now, you do not look for creativity. You are always working with, working out, entering and doing a lot of things with creativity. It's just paying attention. Now, as a child, my mother was a jack of many trades.
You are starting from a child.
No, I'm just trying to make it look easier. It's not going to be too long. So she was a jack of many trades. My mom is a lawyer, she is a civil servant, she's a businesswoman. So I always grew up in her shop selling. In fact, she sold tires, she sold batteries, she sold blenders, she sold refrigerators, she sold toaster, she sold gala, she sold a lot of things. Now, so I was not this kind of child that would just want my mother to bring whatever she has made from work and let me eat and it's fine. I always wanted to be involved. So I know when they called me Patrick, I was in primary 4, primary 5. My mother was in Gariki Ochamada Market. It was a new market and they hardly sold like Wuse Gariki. So she just had that shop as an retirement investment or something. And I would be in the shops until they come and buy battery and tire. We would not do anything. And I did not like stagnancy. So I would carry this gala and minerals and go and sell. And I knew that everybody was just saying, I'll go come and buy. I knew they were not saying something unique. So I said, good afternoon, ma. How are you doing? Come and patronize me. And everybody selling ugu, egusi and other things started calling me Uncle Patrick because they had patronized me from my mouth. So from there, they never knew my mother had a shop there. They just saw me whether I came to come and sell at the open store. Space, yeah. So I was always trying to avoid something. I even one day went to this road, Obasanjo Road, to go and sell. And somebody had to chase me back that your mother would never allow you to sell. From that place, I had that energy to start selling things. Now, the person selling next to us was making beads and accessories. I started learning beads and accessories from primary 3 because there was something there. And I tell you that we have different things. I'm using where I was and what I could be. Now, my mother was also a reader. So I'm sorry, I started love and romance novels since primary 3. My classmates reported me to my class teacher that I was reading a book above my age. I did not know how they knew the book was above my age. And my teacher read it and she gave me the book back. Those books developed my passion for writing. So there were a lot of things I was paying attention to and a lot of things that grounded me. So now, my mother started saying, you do not know how to spell well, so just leave this writing. You write the story, so, go into dictionary. And I lost that, maybe passion, I left it somewhere. So when I got to university, I wanted a business. I wanted to start something. Because in theater arts, yeah, it might not be very tedious like others. But I will tell you, my course is time consuming and time demanding, and it also takes a lot from you. Now, this is what made a few of us have 2-1. They would come, I think it's in theater arts, and you know what I'm saying. They will go, all of them, everybody, call for rehearsal. Just like you go for Ishe Shegun, everybody will be at rehearsal. 2 unit course. But when you call for the practical course that takes 3 units, that is always your major course. We are 120, you see 42 in class. But because they feel the rehearsal has more creativity, that is why you are here, they would say they are tired. So most of us that had 2-1s were most people that always were available in class. There was no first class. So we are always available in class. So when it got to 100 level, I wanted to start pepper soup business. It was expensive. I respected myself. I continued.
You know the size of your pockets.
So my brother wanted to had an introduction. Now I told you I started making beats in my 3. Now, the mother of my brother's wife bought a neck piece for me since primary 5.
Say that again. The mother of your brother's wife.
The mother, like, my brother's mother-in-law. She bought a neck piece for me since primary 5. From just 1 to SS3, she kept it. Now, it was on the day of the introduction, she wore it. And I was looking at this necklace. I was like, this is looking like my work, but I've forgotten. I said, let me my own. Maybe I'm just. And she came to come and meet me. You made this for me, and I paid for it. And that was what happened to my mother. Like, this bead, you go and learn it. For her to have worn this thing for how many years? So that is how I started. Now, I knew that people were not wearing 7 or 12 or 68 layers. I did not know where to get stone beads. I started from what I could start from. It started peeling. I sold some to people in church. I had to replace it. I saw shaky. I had to replace it with my money, and I had to start looking for this shop. I walked the whole of Gudu. They told me the particular person selling the original was in Gudu. Jehovah. I had my experience. I looked for the whole of Gudu until the day I finally got to Gudu. Now, these things, from there, I started building my brand, started talking to people, started meeting everybody. I think meeting people in church, there's already a relationship that makes you approachable in church. And I did not stop there. I meet anybody on the road. I do not know where you are coming from. I do not know where you are going to. You do not need to know me. I do not need to know you. We do not need to meet. And that's how I meet a lot of people. The moment I see you, and definitely, some people have said you have disturbed me. Some people have insulted me. Some people have said, my mother would say, one day they will soon kidnap you. Because she knew how irritating it was to me. I don't even need to know you. I started looking, I didn't like Twitter. Business made me like Twitter. I started posting. So now, creativity, no, they finish. Now, you can start any business in school. You can start anything. Yeah, it affected my academics. Yes, they were looking for first class. I was looking for first class too. Now, balancing your business with academics is a big thing. My mother told me to stop. Now, another thing why I look for business was because my mother was giving me 5,000 naira per week, and it was not able. My transport per day was 1,000 naira to go to school. I was living in Giri. I'll go to permanent site for lecture. I'll come back to Giri, then go to Gogolada for rehearsal. And my mother said, it is 5,000 I will give you. Nothing concerning me. So no matter how I was explaining to her, it was not going anywhere. If it's not 5,000, it will be 5,000. So I had to look for something I had to do. So that's how the business was there. Now, if you are into business and you are trying to leverage it to your academics, it's either you start learning how to teach, or you are teachable, or you use some of the money you gain from your business to look for this education. In either ways of whether buying food or buying fruit or buying things for your classmates to teach you something you have missed. In this way, you have your way of gaining back the knowledge. Now, put yourself out. I've done a lot of things and with a lot of people. Put yourself out. Let people know what you are and what you do, and volunteer. I may not have a lot of volunteering activities, but I had a lot of collaborations. I have done a lot of things with my business with photographers. I have helped and also believe in people's dreams. That is one thing that helps. Believe in people's dreams. Help build people's dreams. Yes, it may not come back to you immediately. Definitely it will come back to you. Help build people's dreams. And when you are in school, just know that there is a lot of opportunities for you out there. And as you build things, you do everything, there will be one that might stand out for you that you can bring others onto, but you don't know which one will take you out. So that was how I had to transition from school to career. Thank you.
Thank you. We are hearing success stories. Success stories of transiting from school to, in fact, what I'm hearing now is navigating school and transiting to career. It's been a lot of school navigation and then leaving school, getting a job, and all of that. Thank you so much. I'm taking notes. My notes is almost full. Sir, Bro Shegun, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to say a big thank you to the organizers of this event. It's really a great privilege for me to be here. It seems like we have so many entrepreneurs in the room, so everybody has been talking about businesses, from school
Brother, that's the intern. Everybody, you have to be
exactly.
You have to entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You have to enter the entrepreneur space.
Exactly. So I would just like to maybe use this opportunity to summarize what I've personally learned from other people.
Okay.
One of it is, first, you need grace. It has been reiterated over and over again. You need to be proactive, be spontaneous as well. So many things has been discussed, to be honest, and I've learned a lot. It's so unfortunate that the first speaker, the keynote speaker, has actually left. When he was talking about Mama Money, I was in a boot camp with Mama Money in 2015, and I saw how passionate she was, how her business actually grew from helping petty traders. She was, in fact, I think he doesn't really know her business model. What she does is she supplies you with, maybe she has changed anyways. What I knew how to be doing was she supplies you with materials and loan you. Like, it's a mix of SME empowerment and loan disbursement kind of thing. One very smart idea like that. And so I'll just jump to it. I'm supposed to be talking about how you can transit from school into career using technology. That's what I know. That's how I've been living my life. And when I mean technology, it does not mean that I do not have my own story. I feel everybody here has stories, and you have to be sacrificial if you really want to succeed in this time and age. So if we all need to start telling our stories, you'll see that we all have similar patterns, especially if you're making progress and you are getting results. But the first thing I want to say is this. I would like to differentiate something that I've noticed over and over again, the difference between technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship in general. Innovation is supposed to drive the use of technology. Technology is, if I tell you to mention technological stuff in this room, you first want to mention the air condition, the smartphone in your hands, and all those things. But those things are inspired by innovations. And innovation is simply as a result of problem solving. So the best way to actually transition for me would be, I have a list of things I can actually tell you to do. But like he said, one way does not lead to market. Let me put it that way. So, but one thing that I know is this. If you are logical enough in anything you do, see, the world will not get tired of looking and sourcing for innovators, people that are ready to solve problems. There are so many problems in the world, and that's where you need to focus on. No matter the industry you are in, I can challenge you, mention your field, I will tell you how to incorporate good technology into it. He mentioned SaaS, which is software as a service. I've subscribed to different SaaS companies. Why? Because in process of building my companies, by the way, I've successfully founded 3 companies in my lifetime. The first one, I was in 200 level. That even got me an international recognition from the federal government. I've met some great people in the world, Mark Zuckerberg and some of these guys. And one thing I want to tell you is this. About these guys, there's really nothing different from them. If you really compare yourself to them, they are really not different. They are just guys that are deeply rooted in what they believe. So let me tell you, when he was talking about everybody learning programming, there was a lady, she was there, she just laughed at. Her laughter really prompted my own laughter as well. And let me tell you how to learn, because I feel learning how to learn is what will propel the real type of innovation and channeling your energy towards the right idea. So I wouldn't want to go in the line of volunteer. Well, those things are pretty established already. If you are not getting it by now, I'm not sure you've been listening to anybody here. So, but why we're talking about gaining skill, because you need to understand that learning is also difficult to do. Do you get? Gaining this skill can be very daunting sometimes. Like, it's not so easy. So, an innovation is what I feel will drive you through to really question the right things. So if I ask an average person how to leave this room, I'm sure that you are most likely to list stuff and say, first I will need to stand up, take a first step, walk towards this direction. You're actually programming. That's logic. You know what to do. So forget about these syntaxes that you see, all these gibberish you see inside movies, and they scare you. But that is the concept of programming. You know, decoding stuff. If you ask a baby what it takes to live here to the door, you get different interpretation. Do you get? So look at things around. So let me just, I really do not want to share stories, but I think I will just say this. I strongly believe in Africa. You know, this continent is so rich. There's so many things to do. If you're an entrepreneur or you're a professional, you are still a student, your mind is pretty tied towards one direction. You just want to finish school, get a job. But we see many people right now, even as a lawyer, you freelance, isn't it? You can freelance as a lawyer, you know, just switch between one client or the other. It doesn't mean you need to necessarily do. Like our corporate lawyer for my company doesn't even go to court. According to her, she has never been to court for so long, you know, but she handles her work so effectively, very good. I have another person that handles just our fundraising. She's also a lawyer and an accountant. So I'm just telling you that this thing, we live in an interconnected world right now. Everything is connected. It is intertwined. So if you look at industries, maybe you as an accountant, somebody, I think you dwell so much on it. Sarah, yeah? Yeah, she dwells so much on it. Like, you being an accountant, look at your space, look at things. And you mentioned something really striking about you innovating on small businesses. Trust me, as a student, if you can take that initiative, look at people around you, walk up to them. And that's one big issue with SME space in Nigeria. That's the reason why it's difficult for SMEs to get funded by either grants or loan by registered banks, aside from fintech companies. Why? Because we don't have proper bookkeeping. Go to Mommy Sheon food store, tell her to give you the inventory of her product. She can't do that. Do you get? But trust me, Excel is powerful enough to build an effective software to help her. Just tell her every of your sales, input it here. When you buy new stuff, put it here. In next 10 years, if you put that on your CV, it is something high as a recruiter will reckon with, because you've solved a problem. So it's what gives you relevance in this 21st century is actually your problem-solving ability. There's no use. I will tell you here, and I'm not even ashamed of saying it. I don't care about the stack of software skills that you have. It doesn't make you rich. It doesn't make you popular. And I tell people, if you think that the new goal right now is if you want to be the proper tech bro, you know, look cool, nonchalant, and get rich, that's not it. I know guys in this Abuja, they are so skilled. If they tell you if you see their portfolio, I'm telling you, you will shake. But they don't have anything. Why? Because your skill is not useful. It does nothing good to anybody if it's just with you. Max you can do is to get a job, jump from one project onto another. Yeah, it makes you maybe more versatile, more employable. But you know, what we're just saying, maybe I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm just talking from my own perspective right now. I work with a firm as well. I've worked with an NGO. I've worked with different people, you know, personal project and all. So that can inspire you to do things. So in my year 2, I did something. I had this passion for electronics, you know, IC, because then you want to follow. You see different computers, you see gadgets. I was gadget freak, and I just wanted to do something about electronics, and I started doing that project. I'm not going to lie to you, that project earned me my first respect. And that is what I'm still building on till date. Do you get? So I believe that other questions are still going to come up. This is supposed to be a preliminary, but I'm talking too much, so I will just wait for other key areas, which I believe that even or the audience to have specific questions towards their own unique problems, so we can properly answer that kind of question.
Thank you so much. So, all right, so the floor is open. Let's take some questions from the audience. Do you have any question? And then who will the question be? Who do you want to target the question at? Do we have any question in the house? Any question? Okay, Bro Samson wants to say something. Online, do we have any question from our audience online, please? Please go on.
Hallelujah. Adding to what you said about solving problems, the thing is, in my years of trying to gain skills and learning to learn and you need to solve problems to remain relevant. I don't know if you understand. Now, when I came from Benin to Abuja, mind you, in Benin, I was shuffling between academics, politics, entrepreneurship, and church. So there's only holding positions in all these first.
Now church come last.
No, church first. Let's say church. Because I was an ESCO in church from 200 to when I graduated CCSP. Now, when I came to Abuja after graduation last year, I was looking for a way to remain relevant in Abuja because trust me, in Abuja, whether I like it or not, there are top gurus that already have the event and entertainment name.
Taking the space.
That have taken the space. But there's still chance for people like us. But coming to Abuja, coming to Abuja, these people are already taking space. So I kept thinking about how I could remain relevant in the entertainment and event sector and still walk that path. Because trust me, I don't know. I don't like working for somebody. I don't know. I wanted to work for myself. But currently I work for an NGO as a vice chairman. But moving on, I wanted to remain relevant in the event sector. So now what I did was, I came to Abuja and I found out that, I'm sorry to say Abuja people, but Abuja people, when it comes to partying, you people are like top zero when it comes to partying. No cap. I'm serious.
Top zero.
Top zero when it comes to party. Abuja people know how to flaunt money, but don't know how to party. I don't know if you understand. They know how to flaunt money, but they do not know how to party.
Don't rub it in too much. Don't rub it in too much. Don't rub it in too much.
No, okay.
You don't put pepper, you put salt on top again.
So now what I noticed in Abuja was almost every hotel and office do not have an event team. Do you understand? Currently, I'm currently working for Well Scouting Hotel in Maitama as their event team. Well Scouting at Osokoro. Well Scouting. But currently, I'm not working for the main hotel. I'm working for the bakery, Wells Place, as their event organizer, event planner. Now, I've noticed that in Abuja here, but when a hotel wants to do any event, maybe the manager just comes and they plan, they call a DJ, they call this one. No idea, just to spend money. No concept. By the time they dance,
music now, people will sit down.
By the time they dance till 2 a.m., party's gone. But when I notice in Benin, you can actually party from 9 o'clock to 6 a.m. and you will not get tired because there was a concept. So now, I started looking for, currently I'm still looking for partnership for offices to head their event team or bring now. Well, Wells Place now has Link Up as their event and entertainment planner.
Awesome.
Right now. So that is the way I've solved the problem in Abuja here. I don't know if you understand. That's the way I've solved the problem. Now, I'm that guy that knows a guy. Now, in Abuja now, there is no office I cannot plan anything for. No office, no hotel.
Please clap for.
I'm just saying. Now, so that is it. I've found a problem in Abuja that Abuja, if you go to an hotel now, basically they have the boss, receptionists, cleaners. They do not have an event team. So now, for every hotel now that work with me, I have a budget, I have skill, I have a proposal for every hotel now. Let me work like this. Let me plan your event. Now, in Wells Scouting, as at last month, I organized an hangout, Wells Place. I organized a hangout, influencers hangouts, all Abuja influencers. And it was shocking that about 60 to 70 influencers in Abuja came because I found out there was no opportunity for influencers to meet in Abuja. To come together. So that way I solved a problem. So in general, look for any way you can solve a problem in anywhere you are, in anywhere, in any field you are. So right now I'm using event entertainment to solve problems, both in politics, in parties now, political parties. They do not have, yes, I can solve a problem by planning their rallies, their campaigns. Nobody, they call people from outside to basically do this thing. But now you have a team that will work with you for the next 5 years to plan these things. Thank you very much. God bless us all.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we have a question online. Please let me pass the microphone to the media team so they can just read it out to us. Please let me read the question.
Okay, the question is, should pay, that salary or passion, be the basis? Sorry. Where is it?
The way that question is going, even me that I don't know anything, I don't know IT, I don't know technology, I don't know volunteering, I don't know anything. I think I can answer it already.
Okay, sorry. Should pay, that salary or passion, be the basis or drive for career choice for fresh graduates out of school, considering the state of the country?
Okay, so that question is, you use French to, I'm sure that person is a French student. You use French to answer the person. Please let me pass the microphone to him. I want to hear some French. Please speak it romantically. You said it's very romantic. Let's take this one first. Let him speak French. I want to hear French. Please speak French romantically. Please. Let it be sweet.
There's no way I'll speak French that that person understands. So moving on. Sister Sarah, we understand. We explain.
Okay, so for that question, if for all the stories that have been said so far, there is a similar thing. Everybody started before leaving school. It all started from while you were in school. And I remember mentioning it is easier to not worry about the pay while you are in school. But once you're out of school, she's talking about as a graduate. As a graduate, your guardian and parents, they are not, I mean, at this point, you're supposed to be fending for yourself. So it is that worry of, oh, like I said, okay, after NYC, the first place I went to, my friend called me. He was like, oh, this law firm is looking for a lawyer. Why don't you just apply? I was like, I'm not really talking about law firms, but let me try. And I went, and the principal there asked me, how much do I think he should pay me? I said 50,000 for starters. And he laughed. And he said, ha, 50,000, why? You're a young lawyer, I'm even giving you skills. Now that you're out of school, you are learning. The highest I can pay you is 25. Other law firms pay 20. But I pity, I'll pay to. I looked, I smiled.
Please, what year was this? Please,
this was in 2019.
Not 1994.
No, 2019. And I smiled. And then I came out. I was going home, and my friend called me and said, how far? I was like, that man is not ready. He should better handle his firm by himself. And I've seen that thing. It's a pattern with some law firms. But moving on, you don't wait till you're a graduate before you find, people say create a niche, or before, people have found what they were passionate about. Even if it is not the course you're studying, find something, problem solving. For me, it started from seeing the abuse of human rights, and I felt I needed to do something to solve that. For him, for Becca, it started as an issue of, oh, he needed to help his mom or something. For other people, it could be anything around you. There are problems every day around us. It's not about dashing somebody 5,000 to feed for a week and then the person comes back to beg you again. People have issues. Look for ways you come up to solve them. Yes, there is tech. It might necessarily not be advancing towards the tech thing exactly if you don't have the tech skills. But there are always something to help. And that's where she talked about passion. If you have, when he said something about solving problems and this thing, I think people don't understand something. When you're solving problems, it's not just about you giving. You're not just giving your resources, your knowledge, your brain. You're gaining something back in return.
Awesome.
The international space won't give you an opportunity if they don't know you've done something within your own space to help people. You don't, I think my answer to that question is don't wait till you're a graduate. If you're a graduate now, if you can afford to follow the passion first, fine. If you can't, maybe look for something that will help with the passion, something you're passionate about, maybe not necessarily pay the bills, but you know you can learn from. The former secretary, Samuel, said something. He said after his NYC, I've forgotten his surname. Yeah. We were talking one time and he said after his NYC, he worked for an organization. They weren't really paying him, but he wanted the knowledge. And he gained the knowledge. And the knowledge gave him the job after the NYC in a construction firm that paid well. See, that was the thing. He sacrificed something. They weren't paying him well. He was staying in church then, but he gained the knowledge. So sometimes you might have to, if you have a long-term goal, you might have to take away the pay first to acquire the skill, the experience for the larger, or for your to achieve your goals or something.
Thank you. So, very quickly.
Okay. I think the question was saying, in the economy we are today, I think there was the economy we are today. Now, passion or a paying job. Now, I want us to be very realistic with the economy we are today, and that some people's dreams are expensive. Now, I've been to Benue State, and yes, I am from Benue State. You would see a principal collecting 30,000 naira. Then the teacher are collecting 12,500. Not in 2019, in 2023 as we speak in Jesus' name. Amen. Yes, I am in Radio Benin. They paid them last 5 months ago. Now, my director, she has also not been paid, but she's a lawyer. She's a director there. She's a lawyer. She does law outside. She's the chairperson of ANA, Authors Association of Nigeria. Now, if your dreams is expensive and you know that your dreams are expensive, because some dreams are cheap. Some dreams you can start with 5,000. God bless you. Some dreams is 10,000. Some people have rich parents. Let's be realistic here. That when you say it is this place they go, before you, if you tell them my dream is 2,000, they will say, no, let's start with 100 million. It is your glory, it is your grace. That, Madam, it's beautiful. Now, if you are starting as a particular person and you want to be a content creation, and you go and carry your 2 right and left leg to go and ask for tripod price and ring lights and micro, and they tell you the price, you now think about your life. You go and look for a job. When you look for a job and you get the money, you start investing in your passion. I am looking at a good example here. President Sister Barrister Njama. Our dreams are expensive. It is big. Because for you to be advising, I understand the gravity. Yes. She says something. I have a problem with writing. And I hold on something with her for life. She said something. She said perfection is a myth. When you are looking for that perfection, that right time, that particular time when you have 20 cameras facing you here, 48 facing you here, 62 facing you here, the microphone is coming here, there are 48 gaffers here. It may take 48 years and you will not achieve it. But when you start small, you start saving the money, you are buying small cameras. From there, people would want to sponsor you. I've seen people sponsor people on TikTok. Yes, that they are using normal phone and they have something else doing. She started with, let me hear your problem. Sister Njama, I know. She started with, let me hear your problem for free. She had a job. I know where she's working. She said, don't worry, let me hear your problem. Bring your problem to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will listen to you. From there, she said, if you are weary and heavy laden, be coming with your money small. Exactly. So with that, everybody knew her as the talk office. She now says it's like this talk office, she doesn't want to be talking with individuals. Organizations are better. Let her go there. So if you have an expensive passion, Kunraya, that you can start with 2,000, you want to compare someone that wants to start content creation, you know your dream and you know what you want. I'm not putting something down. But if you know your dream, in this economy that we are, that when your dreams capital could have started with maybe 10,000 naira, your dream capital in this economy now of our glorious president, he has bought the change. If your capital before was 10,000, you are starting now with 150. There's a huge change, a huge gap. So now if you are starting with 150, start something. Start from somewhere. Put passion. And very soon you would afford your dream. And when you afford your dream, when you want to resign, you can walk in and slap the signature letter on the table. And you walk out.
Thank you. So I like the fact that he spoke with passion. And then he went back to ending it with passion. The general, everything we have been saying since, I wrote one thing down here. Passion and commitment have been standing out from everything we have been saying. We have 2 more questions online, but I've heard the story of Dangote before. I was at an event and he was addressing us, and then he said one thing. He said, I don't do business. I'm not selling products. That day I was shocked when he said, I'm not into buying and selling. I don't do business. And he's a very shy guy. Dangote is very shy. He doesn't like public space. Yeah, there's one woman behind him. That woman, anywhere Dangote will not go, that's the woman you see there. That one is very good. So to see Dangote come and speak in public places is very rare sometimes. Unless it's related to politics and he wants for political correction, he will be there. Then he said, I don't do business. He said, what I do is I solve problems. So what he does is he looks at areas where there are problems. So he said I'm a problem seeker. He goes out to look for problems where there are problems. These people have a problem. What's their problem? There's no water here. How can I solve their problem? Provide water to them. So it starts with identify your passion. Identify that thing that, because it is like my brother was talking about innovation. The passion and innovation will drive you. And then sometimes it opens your horizon. You begin to see things happen where you didn't think it could happen. Please, you want to say something, sir? Brother.
Okay, thank you. Just to buttress this point. Yeah, some ideas are expensive. But let me even tell you how you can get to fund your idea. If you solve problem and you are solving a unique problem, trust me, we have millions of people that will throw money at you.
God bless you.
I'm not even joking. See, in this Abuja, in the space of 2 weeks, I've seen people throw over 100 million naira at me just for an idea. They did not see a prototype. I only had a meeting with them. I shared it with them. And they're like, are you raising funds right now? I'm like, no. Are you already with any VC? I said, no. Are you bootstrapping? I said, yes. Let me support you. I know it's a lie because you want a stake in the idea. I'm just telling you that that's how people see, people go out there to make money. But when you make money, you want to multiply it, isn't it? And you multiply money by investing in other ideas. So if you're truly solving a problem, if you are truly solving a problem, a unique problem that people can relate with, that is dear to people's heart, you get it? It doesn't have to be unique. Where maybe I've been using the word unique. There's no novel idea, so to say, but at least start from where you are, solve a problem. The resources will come as long as you know.
Awesome. So let me give a very good quick example. I met a guy one time who would go around and ask people to please give me 2,000 naira. Please. It looked like it was like a beggarly kind of life, but he knew where he was going to. He had programmed the future of the kind of work he wants to do. Like, this is where he was going to. How do I get to this place? I can't get the big funds to go there now. What can I do? So he will go to people and ask them, please sir, give me 1,000 naira. Please sir, 500 naira. Please 200 naira. Based on what capacity he thinks you can support him at. So when he collates all this money, sometimes he will never ask you for money. He just ask you, please, can you buy me 5 pencils? Please, can you buy me 5 biros? Please, can you buy me 5 notebooks? Those things look very meager, right? It's very little, and people will contribute either money or those items. This guy will put all of these things together, and then he will call the media, and then we'll go to one school and go and donate it. I'm telling you, today, this guy is a UN ambassador. He flies from one nation to the other. UN is giving him money now to do things like that, to reach out to the needy and the helpless. He didn't have all the money, but he had a passion. And then he did not neglect the word of God, starting, honoring the days of little beginning. Thank you so much. We have 2 more questions online.
Yes, we do.
Please, let's quickly take them. Our time has been fast spent.
All right. The first question that was answered, the person who asked the question said, well, thank you, Beck, for answering the question, and thanks for the clarification. And also, Brother Shegun too, they said you're on point. Okay, the second question is, for working class individuals, should pay or career growth path be the basis for change of career or jobs, considering the state of economy of the country?
Okay, so we are back to this state of the economy again.
Yes, we're back to
It's similar though. It's similar. But this person is asking.
No, the first was based on fresh graduates.
Yes.
Now the second one is on working class
For a
individuals.
working class,
Yes.
should pay or career growth be the motivation?
Yes. Considering the state of economy.
Who
of
should
the
I give my
country.
microphone to? Who wants to take a try? My sister is an NGO. Okay, okay, so bro, Oyamba will take it for us.
Basically, for me, I would say I've never had to work anywhere, so I would not. But to be honest, I will tell you. I'll tell you clearly. I think first things first, money is important, very important. But equally, a lot of time people have put in passion, they put in struggle to go through life, go through school. I think you should equally grow your career. It's not very easy. For me, I'll use my own style, politics. 2023 election that just ended. I had every tech to go to APC to work for Tinubu to be president. But I decided that I was going to work for Obi just because we want to get it right and build a career. With Tinubu, it's going to be easy. Woo, we are there. But with Obi, why don't we just build it and make it work at once? Let us build something substantial. Do you understand? So, money is good, but equally look at your career too and see what you want for yourself.
Bro Samson.
Okay, so in the event and entertainment industry, but you get to work for people in some areas. Now, when I was in Benin, I worked as a creative director for Club Jokers. It's currently is the biggest club in the whole of South, like biggest. Now, when I was working as a creative director in Club Jokers, my work was to give them ideas for a party, handle media pages, and creativity in order, how I could separate the club from the kitchen, from the bar to the event hall, make it look like different places in one. Do you understand? Now, while I was working in Club Jokers, Club Ziggy in Benin came with an offer to help to give me free transport from my house to the club, to the house. Added at least 20,000 naira to my expenditure, to my pay. Now, what I'm saying, in career growth. Now, when I was at Jokers, our boss was never around. He was outside the country. But our general manager was the one running the company. Now, at some point, he was toxic. Let me be very honest with you. At some point, it was toxic. You come with your sweat and the rest, and you're like, nah, rubbish, this come on for you. But you know that this thing would have been the best if you had submitted the same plan to Club Ziggy and all. Now, money matters because as a Jokers, I was not being paid well. Let me use that word because there was no transport. So calculate transport from my house to the club, from the club to the house. Calculate the security. Then I would leave club by 5 a.m. because there was no place to sleep. But Club Ziggy would have given me accommodation. But when I came to Benin, when I came to Abuja, submitting my CV to Wells Place as their creative manager, when they called Jokers, I got the job. Now what am I saying is, career growth at Jokers helped me a lot now to achieve more than Ziggy. If I had worked at Ziggy, yes, there would have been pay. Yes, the economy, I go flex. No, economy hard. But at a point, I feel like career growth should be important than money. As a working class. Thank you very much.
I should ask the last question. Okay. Yes. The concept of entrepreneurship is misunderstood by majority of individuals. Could you assist and explain the concept of entrepreneurship innovations and also small business to enable the secondary school students, undergraduates, and even graduates understand that what it means to be an entrepreneur, innovator, and small business owners, and also how these three concepts are different and related to one another?
My first reaction would be that this is like a question from an MS, like someone with master's degree asking for SSC. That English is too big for the person that is asking for. But however, I think it's very relevant. We need to demystify some things.
Okay, let's start with entrepreneurship and innovations before you go to small businesses.
Yes. So I think, if I'm not wrong, I think that's, I think Bro Shegun, that question it looks more like what you spoke about at first.
Okay, yes.
Please take a first step.
All right, so I will just...
Help us demystify entrepreneurship, innovation, and starting a small business.
Let me put it this way, in the basic form of it. The act of playing out your innovative skill is what makes you an entrepreneur. That is problem solving. That is what entrepreneurship is all about. So, for me, you see, you meet people, they tell you, I'm a serial entrepreneur. That is, I jump on different things, jack of all trade. I've been like that too at one point in time. But really, you can be an entrepreneurship just by you can be an entrepreneur just by producing this bottle of water, and you are constantly innovating on it. The first speaker talked about FedEx. You know, as a brand, you need to even constantly innovate. So the concept of entrepreneurship 10 years ago is different from what we have right now, because even we have people that have 9 to 5 that are still entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So that brings me back to the question that was previously asked: should you prioritize your passion or your career, whatever,
career growth or
career
pay?
goals? See, at one point, as long as you discover that there's a bridge in between that two phases of your life, there will be a point when you will need a balance. Do you get? And that could come as a result of, you know what, I can actually do more in my field. So let me spend more time developing my skill in this particular area. And in turn, trust me, if you follow that path, you will use it to solve something. It will solve a problem. It will prepare you to do something eventually. For example, let's even talk about Microsoft Excel. You know, maybe you just know how to use Office, you know, and you decide to learn the whole pack, Office 360. You know, you can use everything in that combo, the suite. If you truly learn, and that's one thing that knowledge does to you, because Mr. Muiwa is not around right now, but the last time I met him, I told him something. I said, I've come to realize that one of the most expensive things is education. Do you get? It's education. Whether you want to make money, what you need is just to write information, which is very expensive to get. So it could come as a result of influence, maybe soft introduction, you being in a place, part of a community, interning under a company and all of those things. But if you truly go through the process of proper education, it's designed, it's structured to propel you to want to do something with it. Are you getting what I'm saying? And that is my own concept of entrepreneurship. So whether you're working, wherever you're working, to be honest, as long as you're solving a problem, you have a potential to be. So we have full-time and we have part-time. So somebody like me, even currently I still work with an organization, but I run my company and I have friends like that. And one thing I tell them, I say, see, we're building an ecosystem. I know guys, you know, in almost different top tech spaces in Abuja. I'm building a system whereby if I need to go into construction, I know guys to call that will give me a soft intro in that space. That does not mean that guy, maybe he's working with Jesus Beggar or something. But in a business level, we are all entrepreneurs. So
Networking.
networking.
Sorry,
Very
very quickly. About the entrepreneurship and innovation and small, it might, I think why the person had that type of question was because sometimes you see some people start this business in school and they don't succeed and they put it down or something. Now, it's because most times maybe they enter into business because they feel they should just have something to do, or sometimes they just feel, let me just help myself. And it's not, some people don't do business because they are building a brand or they are trying to build an organization or a future company. It's just to help themselves. So immediately after school, that they don't see their market again, they tend to leave it and look for something better or something prosperous, or they believe that they should stop wasting their time. Now, I think people should educate maybe undergraduates or secondary school students about the idea and the procedures about taking business. Now, they'll tell you that when the devil wants to give you something, he gives you poison in a very beautiful way, but he doesn't tell you what it takes, what it entails. But God gives you what is rough and makes you entail through it to see what is beautiful. Now, it is beautiful that when you tell people about what they can do, what they can become, and how far it can be, and the creativity, and also the issues in it. The sleepless night, how you would craft. I think there's also a bank app. There's not a bank app. There's a app. There are apps that now help people to document their proceeds, to help them send receipts, to help them send reminders to debtors.
There are many of them.
There are many of them. Now,
do that now.
some people do not still utilize this. They don't see. They still
can even help you generate invoice.
They have this idea of selling and buying and it's finished. I sell this thing for 2,000. We are doing promo sales. Take it for 1,500 and it ends there. But I think if you start telling people and you start taking courses on teaching them how to sustain entrepreneurship and how to sustain business, they would have more ideas on businesses and other things. And about career and going for passion, it still depends on the individual. If you want to have your niche at that place or you want to have your niche there. So Moabudu will tell you that you can always transition. Sometimes you can leave from this place and still be in this place and go. Sometimes it depends on what you want. If you want to be at the top of your career, or you want to be at the top of your passion, or you want to follow your passion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't know if we have any question from in-house. Our time has been fast spent. 1 minute. Something wants to say. So let's just do this. So let's just have our parting words from our panelists. So please, in 60 seconds, let's wrap it up.
So
your time starts now.
Okay, let me just add to what they said quickly. Small businesses. For small businesses, people do not start small businesses with a drive. When there is no drive, your business will not succeed. Let me put it that way. So there's a girl in my school, Chioma. Now she started Abacha business in Benin. Abacha, due to as Abacha is. Now she has one of the biggest Abacha spending spots in the whole of Benin. Now what drove her was innovation. She found out that there was no good Abacha in the whole of Benin, the whole of South. So she brought the Igbo culture down to Benin. Now she sells all types of Abacha and garden egg Abacha and this, Abacha and that. But now people just want plain Abacha. So now her shop is as big as this youth church, if I'm not mistaken. As big as this youth church. Do you understand? And she's striving. So in business, in entrepreneurship, in career, when there is passion, when there is drive, there is goal achievement. Do you understand? So basically, when you have drive and you have passion, there is goal achievement. Thank you and God bless you.
Let's come to the right, and then the mic has been on the left for, okay. It has been on the right. Let's start from, yes, you please. We'll take you and then we'll take him.
Oh, okay.
Let's not jump.
I think we've been hit, but it's been on passion and pay. While Beko was trying to practically explain the need for the pay, I think we also don't need to take away the need for the passion, because one thing he mentioned, Shegun, right? Sorry. One thing you mentioned about throwing money, we should understand that when you have passion and you're solving problem, it is not just about you giving, you're going to get something in return. The biggest UN ambassadors, the biggest NGOs started from spending their own personal money to do things, to solve problems, and then they got big sponsors who sponsor them, and now you see them. A lot of times we are so used to hearing the glory and we appreciate it, but when you hear the story behind it, you realize people made sacrifices to get to where they are. People suffered to get to where they are. They might not tell you. If you're close to them, you might understand that. But the pay is important. The pay. And another thing with the passion thing is, if you're in a space that you're not passionate about, that's where the pay becomes an issue. But when you're passionate about what you're doing, even when the pay is not there, you continue doing it because you're passionate about it. And that's why I always advise, find what you're passionate about right from school. It helps you, so when you're transitioning into your career, you don't transition into a career you don't have passion for, and then the pay becomes an issue.
Thank you.
That's just my final.
Thank you so much. Sir, please, in your parting words, there's a question. Not really a question, kind of. Although I wanted to shun it, but I think you'll be in a good place to take it. So I'll give you additional minutes to answer it in your final parting words. The question is, can you help spell out or help share like nuggets? How do we go about networking? So, and I'm sure it's your area. He has a very his network is God bless you, sir.
So for me, the best way to network is know who you are, know what you want, and know how to go about it. And let me tell you, most of the time, more than 80% of the time. The people who are actually going to help you get the things you want, the things you desire, they never look like it. So it's best never to underestimate anybody, never to undermine anybody. I'm a bit behind time. I would have told you how I met Bala Mohammed's son and then a few other people, Kadade, the youth leader, PDP and all, before even they became just who they are today. And trust me, they never look like it. Especially, you see the Northern brothers, they are the worst people to ever underestimate, because you'll be shocked that you're standing next to a man who is everything you want. But if your character from the time past is so disgusting that you just feel you only want to respect a man that you see or you think to be the one to help you, my brother, you'll be missing too many opportunities. I'm telling you.
Most of the tech gurus, they're always wearing jeans and t-shirts. So some of them can even wear polo and short knicker. You just miss it. Polo or native, right?
Networking is beautiful. Just don't underestimate everybody. Talk to anybody. And yes, I think the second speaker. Yes,
is that what you're speaking
second speaker said, always smile, always be interactive, be someone who is expressive, be someone who they can talk to. I took the verse quickly. I know they like drama. Like drama. There's a proverb that says, the more you avoid disrespect, the more you avoid greater things to come to you. I don't know how true this, but I think that the more you push away disrespect and the more you push away what good will come to you. Now, in all of this, let's say the truth. There's always an element of luck. Let's be realistic too. Yes, there's always an element of luck. There will be someone that might see you. Yes, grace, power that would see you. Yes, and sometimes this luck sometimes would meet opportunity to blossom. Yes, it will meet some people's luck is in their bedroom. It come and meet them. Your own it might be they must see you on site on somewhere. So you must always have something good to offer when opportunity meets you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Just to close, thank you so much for this opportunity again. So I just want to mention two things. So please, now that we are coming to the end of the event, I want to, the first speaker said it again. He said it first, but I want to say it again. Please, technology is no longer an industry. It's the way of life. The way of life, not a way of life. If it is the way of life.
The way of life.
In everything you do, whatever it is you're doing, try as much as possible to innovate on it. Develop skills. We've been mentioning skills, and I just want to mention programming is not difficult. Logic is what is difficult. Are you getting it? There's a logic to solving a problem. That is what people find difficult. Programming is not difficult. How to write ABC is not so difficult, but to use those alphabets to write a sentence might be difficult. The language, you need to understand how you are supposed to construct those things, of which there are tools to help you do all these things. Another thing is learn design, please. Design, I'm not just talking about graphics. People pay even lawyers to do organizational structures for them. And I don't want to pay you to do organizational structure for me. You are just giving me a list. I want to see something, my boss.
Graphical.
Yes, my boss likes graphics a lot. See, you can take 5 hours of his time as long as you are showing him something on the screen. But if you just go, even if it's something that will change his business forever, if you just present it in text, he will get bored. You get, so we have people like that, and that's because graphics engages your mind, your eyes, your ears, everything. So and I'm giving the opportunity to 3 persons. If you want to, I'm giving the opportunity to 3 persons to learn UI UX for free.
I'm number 1.
We're going to train them.
I am number 1.
And we'll make sure that you solve good projects with them.
I am
As a matter of fact,
already.
all right. We'll
Yes,
talk
I'm the
about
closest
that.
to him now. What do you expect? I am number 1 already.
If you also, after your training, if you want to intern with a company, we can also get you an internship
Awesome.
placement.
Please, let's put our hands together for. Lastly,
so let me use, I can't end this session without talking about what we do. I'm representing Tita Finance. It's a unique solution in the financial space. You guys should watch out. We'll be launching very soon. We are redefining the streets, in quotes, in the sense that we are building a financial solution for the local people. We are trying to bridge the gap from the professionals and the early adopters to the local persons. What all the things that happened in the financial space in the past 2 months is just as a result of the bad educational structure that we have in the country, and people do not really understand, including our government. They are doing the right thing at the wrong time with the wrong approach. So these are some of the solutions that we are bringing on board, and we believe that with support of communities like this, we leverage on communities a lot. Please, if you go to www.titafinance.com, we are currently enlisting people for our wait list. You can sign up for our wait list. When we launch our product, we'll reach out to you via email or phone number so that you can enjoy this product, give us feedback. We really need it a lot. And please, if you need anything, you can reach out to me. Community is key. Whatever it is you're doing, And at the same time, if you're into finance here, I need some financial experts in some areas. So let's
work with you.
Yeah. So learn to connect with people, interact with people. Connection is so key. Like you said, don't underestimate anybody. If I need any political connection right now, I know I will not let him go until he gives me here. Even if he's not providing it to me here, I know where to find him. I'll quickly. So those are some of the things personally I've been able to benefit from this event. So thank you so much. I'm really grateful.
Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause for our panelists as they make their way back to. Please, let's take a group photograph with our panelists. Please, let's come together. What do you know, minor? Okay, so does it matter? Or I should. Okay. Please, a round of applause for our panelists. That has been a very engaging discussion. God bless you. I took note of some things. Are we together? So, from the whole of our conversation since morning, we have been navigating and going about the need for God in everything that we do, the need for passion, and then to our speakers now, our panelists. If I'm right, collaboration is also very important. Networking. There's a place of sacrifice, the days of little beginning. Honor the days of little beginning. Then there is always a problem. Or there will always be problems to solve. Hello, are we together? Are we together? Please take notes. Whatever industry you operate in or you work in, please take note. There is always a problem to solve in that industry. Just look at it from the lens of wanting to help your society or help the community. Once you identify the problem, then have a big plan, but start. As they say it, they will say, keep your eyes. How do they say it? Please, someone help me. They will say, keep your eyes on the sky and there's something on the floor. It's the way they say it. So, okay, let me use this one then. They will say, think globally, but start locally, right? I think that works. Please, whatever passion you have or whatever skill or idea you are driving, think globally. Have a global plan. Have a long-term plan, but start small, based on your capacity. And for those who are already pursuing career paths, the question online, if you are pursuing a career path, if you are working in a career space and you want to remain in the career space, please prioritize career growth over pay. If you are in the career sector, please prioritize career growth. It is very important. And with that, Bro Shegun, you said, sorry, I wrote Titanic Finance. Did I get it right? Okay, I intentionally mentioned Titanic because you only said Tita. And then Tita can be T-H-I. It can be T-A-T-I. Please help us spell the Tita. Let me pronounce because of those online also. www.titanadot.com. God bless you, sir. That's what I wrote anyway. I just wanted to be sure so that I will not go to it. Please, one of your volunteers is here. One of your interns. All right. With that, we have successfully completed our event today. We have come to the end of the event. Thank you so much for. In fact, my team did not even wait for us to get to refreshment before they started sharing refreshments. But of course, we have had our refreshment already. God bless you all. Vote of thanks. I'm looking at the. Bro Kenny, are you here, sir? Are you here? Okay. Thank you all so much for. I caught him in the middle of something, so let me not bring him forward. So I'll just quickly take the vote of thanks to wrap up the event. It's our pleasure to have called you, invited you, and you honored our invitation. We say thank you so much. You all are awesome. Please clap for yourselves. You guys are awesome. You are amazing. Please appreciate yourself now. If you are not clapping, that means Thank you so much. We appreciate you that we extended our invites to you, and then you honored our invites. You were here with us, and you stayed with us throughout the program. And we are sure one way or the other, this program has been a blessing to you. And we are sure you are going back also with some level of knowledge that you can further share with other people or further advance your life and career. Please, if you need any information from the session today, or you need to reach out to any of our panelists or any of our speakers, kindly feel free to reach out to myself or our able president in vetting of Sister Unjwara Esquire, my learned colleague for today. Right? Thank you so much, and God bless you. Closing prayer. We are in the church. Of course, we have to close with a closing prayer. Let us rise, please, as we take the closing prayer. Now I can bring anybody forward. And I'm looking for someone that is very select up. God bless you. Wow. I owe you something. I owe you. Before I said, I was looking for someone very, like they said, the person that will help you. I was looking for people that are wearing select cap. Before I said somebody in select cap volunteer, she raised her hand. God bless you so much, man. I hope my prayer is enough gifts to you.
Jehovah, Jesus Christ, Holy Michael, everlasting King of Kings, Lord of Lord, the Agent of Days, the Alpha and Omega, we give you glory, we give you honor, may your name be exalted in Jesus' name. Lord, we thank you that we have started this seminar and we close it today. Lord, may we go home safely in Jesus' name. We shall not have any bad news in Jesus' name. Lord, as we go home, we shall prosper us in Jesus' name. May your protection lay on top of us in Jesus' name. We shall not die in Jesus' name. Nothing will happen to us in Jesus' name. None of our leg will break in Jesus' name. In Jesus' mighty name I've prayed.
7 hallelujah to glorify God together. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.